Good morning, friends and fans. This is the pinnacle of Pod Sportscast, Corner Pub Sports. Tonight we'll be discussing what's next for the Sixers, the Eagles schedule, and Friday the 13th. I'm Gary. We got Mike and we got Sean.
It's time for the best podcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, this is Jason Martinez from 97.5 The Fanatic and the Stick to Hockey podcast, and you're listening to the drunkest, craziest motherfuckers this side of the Mississippi. Corner Pub Sports on Wildfire Radio.
Pub Sports.
Fuck with my ass, man. Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Here we are live on Friday night. Corner Pub Sports coming at you. Of course, if you're downloading on iTunes and Spotify and all those places, Satchel. We thank you as always. No Ryan tonight. Ryan's taking the week off. He's
Part-time fuck.
He's looking some butthole or something. He said. We got a lot to get to tonight, and not all of it's good, but we're gonna start with some good news though. June 26th, Nick's Roast Beef, Cotman Avenue. We have a special event we brought up last week. We're working with the Drunk Phil's fans page, the guys over there, and we're gonna be putting together a nice show for you guys. So Sunday, June 26th.
It's for a good cause and everything too.
Yeah. Mark your calendars, and we'll have more details as we get a little closer. We're still ironing out some stuff. So, first remote show in 3
years.
It might be around 3. Yeah, you're right. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So, he's just chimed in too, man. There you go.
There you go.
Chris over at Drunk Phil's fans.
Nice.
Yeah. So it should be a good time. We're getting everything kind of ironed out. So should be a good time. All right. I guess we should just hit it right off the bat.
That's what she said. Just hit it.
Yeah, just hit this.
Hit them high, hit them low.
Yeah, this is a city kind of in mourning right now. They're left picking up the pieces, trying to figure out what the hell happened.
I mean, are you really in mourning? This is what you expected to happen.
I did. I picked the losing 6. But they give you hope, and it's just the way they looked. The Sixers.
It was
leaves to the Heat. So
it wasn't just that they lost. It was the way that they lost. It was not competitive. It really makes me look and wonder about the intestinal fortitude, the mental toughness of a lot of those guys. I'm gonna give Embiid a pass. I think he was clearly hurt. I think that he wants a championship more than anything. So I don't think that he had it either. He didn't have it in him stamina-wise because he was recovering. He still had cobwebs from concussion. Still had was worried about his face, had the thumb. Like, he had too much bad going for him. Maxey's young. I think that, I was talking to a coworker a little bit about this. The Heat figured out the Sixers. The Sixers were especially with Embiid, they were like a 3-trick pony. You had Harden with a step back 3. You stopped him. You played up on him. If you played up on him and he couldn't get by and drive anymore because he doesn't have it in his game, you stop him.
Yeah, he's gonna dish it off to somebody.
Maxey has speed. His best in the fast break or to hit the open threes. You get back on defense, and
as long as you don't turn it over.
As long as you don't turn it over and you get back on defense, you mitigate him. He didn't hit some of the threes that he ended up hitting earlier in the season. That hurt.
From what I've seen the last 2 games, Tucker bullied them.
PJ Tucker.
He did, yeah. Actually, Embiid said that he wishes that the Sixers had a player like Tucker, which kind of half calls out his team. And then Embiid was the other one where You don't
right,
let
the
him
last
post
game, Tucker bullied him.
Right. Well, they didn't let Embiid post up.
Yeah, I mean,
They just pushed him out of their box, and he couldn't They figured out how to stop him from posting up.
Well, he's got a broken orbital bone. He's got a torn ligament in his thumb.
But
and
even
he had a concussion.
Yeah,
how can
and a bad back.
How can he perform in the paint?
Right.
Like an A for effort for wanting to be on the court and trying to fight through.
Yeah, anyone that was criticizing him, I was like, you go to your job with a broken bone in your face and a torn ligament on your thumb typing or whatever, whatever you do, right? Let me know how you make out. This guy's playing granted, it's a game, right? I get it. But he's playing a physical game where he has the most success under the basket in the paint, and he's battling 3 guys at a time. How is he going to do that with a broken bone in his face and pain?
Yeah.
And actually, Rivers, and we're,
don't get me started on him and his fucking egotistical attitude.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I didn't mind what he said after the game last night. First of all, this is the reason why I bring it up, because he brought up about Joel Embiid's injuries, and he said the thumb was worse than the face for him. He thinks that as soon as that happened, that affected his catching play. I mean, he sees him in practice every day. He sees him more than we do, right? So he said he felt that affected him more than the.
I believe it.
Yeah. And because even before he hurt his face, he wasn't quite the same player as he was in the regular season.
No.
Like you saw something was just, he was getting his points, but the majority of his points in the playoffs were from the free throw line.
Right. But he wasn't doing the rip through. Like he wasn't and you know what? Sometimes when he wasn't posting up, he was able to put the ball on the ground a little bit, or kind of do the rip through, or he didn't even try to rip through. I think he didn't try to rip through because I think he was worried about somebody smacking his thumb.
Yeah, his shooting was off, right? He wasn't hitting the threes anymore. He was left wide open. We're we're going to leave it. We're going to let you do this because you're not hitting them anyway. And, man, this beer is good. Jesus Christ, Voodoo Ranger. By the way, sorry.
Beer is good. Wait till you try the other one.
Yeah, I'm doing Voodoo Ranger. What do you got, Mike?
I still got the Yingling Hershey's chocolate porter. I still have a couple of these left over from a while back. This is one of the last ones.
Oh, at least it ain't Yingling Hershey squirts.
Yeah,
Hershey Highway.
So you and Ryan are both messing with Hershey tonight. That's good. That's good.
So.
That's good.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'll say that. This is the Voodoo Ranger American Haze.
Yeah,
nice.
All right. Yeah, this one's got a tropical taste or something to it. I don't know what's going on. It's good though.
Yeah, that's the one I
What's
turned
up,
my
Dave?
brother on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: what's the NBA in the playoffs? Every team in the NBA playoffs, they all have excuses. There's certain teams, there's certain players that will use those excuses.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about this. So, or I was talking about how I was listening to the radio on the way in, and the guy was going through all of the different series, and we talked. I think we even talked about this last week. If you go through the whole process and everything that happened, yeah, Drew Holiday, you traded him, fine. It was the beginning of the process. You got Nerlens Noel, he didn't work out. Mm-hmm. He was projected to be a top 5 pick or top 3-4 pick that fell to 7.
Yep.
He didn't work out.
Him and Michael Carter Williams, 2 top 10 picks that year.
Michael Carter Williams ended up being Rookie of the Year. You actually traded him and got value back for him, which you used later on.
Okafor.
Yeah, Okafor.
And that other cocksucker.
Embiid. Yeah, Embiid, who worked out.
What was the other one?
Okafor, and then you had Fultz.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Dave Langle said, I need a new TV after the other night.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he means game 5 because, oh my God, last night, I didn't really have expectations.
You know what? It was weird.
If they win, they win. I was half paying attention. I had it on.
I was listening. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get that mad last night. It was weird.
I was more
disappointed.
I was disappointed. Yeah.
I'm not mad at you, Sixers. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I was just let down. I wasn't surprised.
You know why? Because this is Philadelphia.
Game 5, though.
That
was atrocious.
Philadelphia's a blue collar town. Like hard work, hard nose. So what? I blew a fucking. I got disc in my spine blown out. I'm still going to work. You just didn't see that.
They didn't.
You didn't see it.
They got punched in the mouth and they didn't fight back, which was
right
for
exactly,
a Philly
Mike.
town doesn't bode well. And there's a lot of
no. Yeah, like even when you're getting smacked around, like, I'm assuming that's what Dave was talking about. Game 5, you're getting your ass kicked. There is no fight. They're just on the bench, like, yeah, all right, we'll get them next game. Like that kind of.
And you know what? At least Doc Rivers is sitting here like he's begging the guys to try.
Like that's what my text was about earlier. You have a guy in Paul Reed that could be that guy.
I don't know if Paul Reed can be that guy though.
But you don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, why?
You need that kind of guy, man.
Yeah, but I just don't think Paul Reed's not the I'm going to get under your skin. And I've actually there was a couple people. Embiid said it last night, but on the post game show on NBC, Mark Jackson said the same thing. He's like, they need a dog. They don't have a dog on this team. They need an absolute dog. PJ Tucker, look at the Celtics. Morris, like all these other guys that come out and like they're
Smart,
just
yeah.
Marcus Smart's the other one. Yeah, Smart for the Celtics, and I'm thinking of Morris for the Heat or not the Raptors.
Raptors, okay.
Yeah. So like these guys come out and they just they get punch you in the mouth. And like, I don't care if we get fouled out. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm here to cause havoc on you. Yeah.
We for Milwaukee, I mean, I guess it could be a bunch of guys. I guess like Drew's kind of a fighty, type guy. Giannis is pretty tough guy. PJ, what's his name? PJ Caruso. Is that his name? PJ Caruso or?
Yeah, like if you go up and take a shot and I block your shot after I hit the ball, I'm smacking your fucking mouth.
I haven't heard PJ Caruso in ages. That's the coach that got choked.
PJ.
Oh
yeah.
Like no, who's 20, the guy?
Like 20 years ago.
PJ.
Polsky said, "Dog, get some peanut butter." Yeah. Ryan showed them.
PJ.
Yeah.
Penis jit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm sorry, Mike. I was trying to help you.
Yeah.
Fuck you! No, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
But yeah, they don't have that type of player who's going to get in your face when when things get kind of chippy and nasty.
But the thing is like, and I like I said, I talked about it. They never built a team.
Danny Green a little bit.
Danny Green
a little bit
washed up.
Okay. He might be. You know what though? I'm not going to.
But he played well in the playoffs.
He played fantastic in the playoffs.
For me personally, at home, I agree with my brother said. Like Tobias Harris he's been.
Yeah, but you know what? He didn't.
You need more out of him offensively, though.
Like he did well defensively, but when the other guys aren't playing, or when they're getting triple teamed or something like that, he's still not a dog.
He disappears. Somebody's got to step up, and they don't have anybody.
He disappears right to the bank.
Now
it's actually true.
Is Maxey?
That's true.
It's true.
Is Maxey the dog? Is he still too young, or is he just not going to be a?
No, but Maxey might become your second. He probably is your second best player.
Maxey is he's going to be your highlight reel player.
Yeah, he's probably your second best player on your team right now. Yeah, I mean.
Like some of the fucking shit he done. I'm like, how did this fucking kid twist around like that?
Yeah, but he's not. But the thing is,
he's still learning how to play too.
Not only that, but he can't. He can only create so much.
Right.
He's not an isolation. He's not a scorer. He's not a guy.
He's a slasher.
He's a slasher. Like he can, if he finds an opening, he'll get it. But he's not somebody.
I'm sorry. What was that, Mike?
Clear out.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
It's not a slasher.
No, if he finds an opening, he'll get it.
Well, who wouldn't? If it's open, I'm getting it.
Yeah. But
it's
no,
just
he's
getting her to open it.
He's not a guy that you can isolate and say, all right, I'm taking over this game. That's just not him. And I don't know if that might not be his game.
No, it might not be, but he did. I don't know if you saw this. He went to Doc after today. Went to Doc and said, "Hey, I want to work with you. I want to meet with you to figure out, what parts of my game I need to work on."
Yeah.
And Doc's like, "I'm not meeting with you," because Doc's like, "You need more than a week. Like, just take some time and then we'll get together." Like, basically, like, just
Right. Yeah, I mean, I love
people, so people are trashing Doc for that. Oh, we're kind of no. I actually kind of agree. I actually kind of agree with him, dude. You need to just chill.
You need
chill
a week
out,
to decompress.
chill out for a couple weeks. Wait until the NBA Finals matchup set or something. Whatever. Like, maybe after the finals, and then you know what? I got 3 months. Let me start figuring some stuff out.
Right.
But at the same token, if you got a young talented player coming to you asking for that, you got to make sure he gets it.
Go on vacation, dude.
Right.
Unwind.
Right.
Yeah. Mentally, physically,
go bang a Kardashian, then come see me.
No, we don't need another one.
Problem.
We don't need another.
That's what happened with the other one.
We don't need another one doing that.
Fucking right in the pussy.
No, don't do that. Don't
Absolutely.
do that. No,
Which is the exact
go
opposite.
Go film another horrible Cure auto shorts commercial. Oh my god, that commercial's so bad, so bad.
But no, he's the opposite of Ben Simmons. He's the opposite. Like Ben Simmons, basically the second that he couldn't get away fast enough.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go in a hot tub in Hawaii. Like that was his thing, right? Like, and I'm gonna Instagram it, and then I'll make sure I show you my skinny capri jeans or whatever the fuck he was wearing. And here's my new car. Like that dude's all about his image. He doesn't give a fuck about.
Yeah,
Maxie's like, I'll rock this stupid haircut, and I'm gonna keep working on my game. Like I don't give a shit. I love him, man. I love him. He's
so the last thing
we're lucky to have him.
Is Harden. The last piece is Harden. Harden had 0 points in the fourth quarter of the last 2 games.
2
shots last night in the fourth quarter. And then when he asked about it, he said, well, the game wasn't, and kind of threw.
They didn't get the ball to
me. Threw everybody on their bus.
They didn't get the ball to me.
He said that,
well, you know what? Why are we going to get the ball to you? You dribble it off your goddamn foot every other play.
Yeah.
Who dribbles it off there? I don't dribble it off my foot.
He's like my crab cakes from last night, fried.
Did his foot get bigger? Like, what the hell happened to him?
Maybe it's that big ass dick. Maybe he's dribbling off of that.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Ask the strippers. They would know.
They would. Go down to Delilah's. Ask them. James? Oh, yeah. James and his hard end. He was not good. And that's not even. I'm putting it extremely nicely. He
had 2 threes at one point, which is back to back, which is the
game 4. Game 4 was fantastic.
Yeah,
and then that was it. Like you didn't hear from him again.
So, yeah,
tripping over his member. Polsky said. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
he couldn't get past the stink in his fucking beard.
So somebody said we're back in purgatory.
Eskin asked him. Howard Eskin said, so
yeah, he did.
Was this part of the game plan, or like was this on the coach that you didn't get the ball? And Harden looks to the left, looks down, and goes, next question.
Yeah.
And also speaking of Eskin real quick, Doc Rivers fucking hates him. Oh my God, he hates him so much. The second Eskin asked him a question, I don't know, Howard. Why I don't get, like snapped. I was like, damn, like he was actually pretty calm. Like he was upset. You could tell he was upset.
Yeah, but because Howard's a troll. Howard is a Sixer. Howard has been a Sixer hater for years.
Yeah. Howard Eskin does his job.
No, that's bullshit.
He does his job.
No, he has a fucking agenda. He has an agenda with the Sixers, and he has an agenda with the Eagles.
I understand that, Mike, but he gets headlines.
No,
he does.
Okay, if you're saying I'm
not saying he's right or wrong, but he gets headlines. That's what he gets paid for.
You're saying that
and his cocksucking son.
Right. He does his job if his job is to be controversial and to be an asshole.
Yes.
Like he's an asshole. His job is to be an asshole, and he does that.
Like I remember when I was a kid how much he trashed the Eagles. Like he had to hire a bodyguard because Eagles fans were ready to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Well, now he won't say a bad thing about the Eagles.
Because he works
they
for
hired.
them.
Yeah. Which is what I'm talking about. Like
who names their son Spike?
That's not his real name.
Whatever. Howard Eskin named him Spike because he's a jerk off too. All of them Eskins.
Well, yeah, I agree. But the thing is with Howard is that he's
another one that trim his fucking beard.
He's got an agenda.
Yes. Well, who doesn't when you're at work, Mike? You know what I mean?
No, I didn't.
Huh?
Didn't. I don't think that Gargano has one.
Speaking of Diddy,
speaking
of Mike Denninger, we'll be talking about him tonight.
Nice.
Yes.
So yeah.
So
I like, but to get back,
so I don't blame. My point is, I don't blame Doc for going because
I was gonna say I liked what he said
because Eskin's a piece of shit, and you know what, Eskin should be called a piece of shit every time he asks a stupid.
Okay, so then Eskin get you to talk about him, then he did his job.
Right. I
You know,
never listened to him.
Well, I'm just saying, he pissed you off enough that you had to speak about it and have an opinion about it, correct? And I'm not saying he's right or wrong, Mike. I'm just saying he did his job. That's what he gets paid for. Whether it's pissing fans off or agreeing with a coach.
Look at fucking Gary trying to make a valid point.
Well, I mean,
You
I
know?
agree. I mean, I don't listen to people that I don't like, but I know enough people that do listen to people that they don't like.
Right. So
just to,
think about it. Like Stephen A.
bitch about
Smith,
Skip
Cowherd,
Bayless.
that asshole Bayless. Did he? Everyone's making a big deal. I mean, who gives a fuck? Apparently, Skip Bayless put out a tweet and said James Harden, is a shell. Blah blah blah. Philly's going to hate this trade.
He did.
Oh, Ben
Yes,
Simmons.
yeah.
Ben
Simmons-
Simmons is going to come back and,
Ben
and
Simmons
make him regret this.
Well,
yeah.
he didn't say that, but he just said that, and then Ben Simmons liked the tweet.
No, he actually. I think there was something that he said.
Did he say
about,
something about Simmons?
I
don't
think
think
he
he
said
said.
that, Ben Simmons is going to come back and make them regret this trade.
Is that what he said?
I think so.
I thought he just said that the Philly's going to regret this to the fullest. He wrote with PH because he was trying to be funny.
Right, yeah, but I think
Fucking
it had something
dork.
to do with like.
I
basically Simmons.
fucking hate him so much. You want to talk about something?
Who, Skip Bayless?
Oh my god, I can't stand.
Do you
him.
remember a few years back when he was trashing the Eagles even after they won the Super Bowl? Do you remember that?
No,
We spoke about it on the show.
We probably did.
Yeah,
And we're spending too much time on this fucking cocksucker too. So all right, let's move on.
I don't like if
But see,
if there wasn't
there you go.
if there wasn't headlines, if there wasn't quotes and headlines and articles about what he said, I wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen
Yeah.
him. I don't.
The show's I mean, it's horrendous. All they do is yell at each other.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
screaming at each other the whole time.
But again, he's got people that talk about him. They're tweeting. You know what I mean? He did his job.
No,
right? Yeah,
because he's a headline grabbing.
right. He has an agenda. They're soulless. They can't look in the mirror and see themselves.
I don't think that about Stephen A.
I don't
Smith
think
though.
they're soulless, Mike. I think it's just an image that they're portraying for their employer.
See, I don't think that for Stephen A. Smith
Yeah,
though,
but
because
no.
Stephen A. Smith's always been that way. He's always been very outspoken.
Like even when
No,
he
I
was
think he
writing for the
is.
newspapers.
Right. He's always been
Yeah.
very opinionated. I don't know Skip Bayless beyond 10 years ago. I don't know who I didn't know who Skip Bayless was. Maybe I'm an idiot for
Skip.
saying that, but I don't know. Who names are some Skip?
Skip.
Fucking jerk off parents.
Skip play less.
So no, I mean you can't tell me. No, I'm sorry.
His
Like,
parents were double and Dutch.
Double on
I
Patty cake.
patty cake, baker's man.
I couldn't do that job.
Like titties and ass bouncing everywhere.
If you paid me
No,
$1 million,
no,
like if you paid me $1 million to basically like
Be an asshole and lie.
be an asshole and lie
Yeah.
and have an agenda, I couldn't do it.
Well, $1 million is $1 million.
It's not me.
1 million.
I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror every day.
Sign me
Nah,
up.
I probably would.
Sign me up.
How long am I doing it for? A year? Give me
Well,
a year for $1 million.
It's $1 million.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely. Sign me up.
yeah, I'm lying.
Let me contact my agent.
I'm lying all of America.
I'll lie my fucking asshole.
I don't think I can
Yep.
do it.
I'll suck a dick for $1 million.
You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
That shit worked out.
Swallowed 45 children. At least I get $1 million.
I mean, seriously,
You get your dick and
Would
shit
you?
all covered in shit.
would you? $1 million? You suck a dick?
Fuck no.
No.
Oh,
Fuck no.
absolutely.
There are some things we won't do for money.
Yeah,
Apparently, that's not one of them on this show. All right.
Would you do it? Would you do it for $100?
Would you do it for a Klondike bar?
No.
All right. Well, I mean,
$1 million, I'm emptying the ball sack. I'll tell
okay.
you
Well, I
that.
mean, we established you're a whore. We're just trying to negotiate price now.
Got it all over my shirt.
No, there's no negotiating, Mike. $1 million.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying
$1
that
million.
if you're, we're just
My
talking about
agent's
price.
right here next to me. $1 million. I suck a cock. I swallow some children.
Okay, 999,000.
No, $1 million.
Okay.
It's got to be $1 million.
All right.
Gotta be. Write that down.
Is that going to be the name of our show? It's got to be $1 million.
The $1 million pyramid.
Oh my goodness.
And don't play possum.
But the one thing
you two both would suck a cock for $1 million.
I already said I would. I'm the
I
one who
said-
brought it up.
Absolutely not.
Really, Mike?
Yeah, Mike
No.
said no.
Fuck no.
You wouldn't do it secretly.
No.
Yes, you would. You're a fucking liar.
Secretly.
You're a liar.
No.
Yo, that mortgage you got for the next 30 years, we can take care of that right now.
We promise we won't tell your friends on the sports cast.
Dude, how would you be able to sleep at night? Like, how would you be able to go to sleep?
On my stomach.
Like this.
Wiping his face off. Wiping his face off. Ryan just chimed in. Ryan, would you suck a dick for $1 million?
He would fuck a dog for $10.
He'd pay $10 a fucking dog.
It's a unicorn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How would you sleep at night?
Name of the show, $1 Million in the Hole.
Ryan said absolutely.
See?
Yeah.
How would you sleep at night like this?
Now, not a friends, though, because that would be weird.
What?
Oh, so you're
I do have limits. Yeah, be a stranger.
No.
Yeah. It can't be a friend.
All right, so some strange.
Yeah, it had to be a stranger.
Is there like a
Someone's not going to say
is there
anything.
a limit on the size? Is it if it's too big, is it like does it matter?
I don't know. I can fit my whole fist in my mouth, though, so I don't think that bothers me. Look.
Mike's saying I'll suck a cock as long as it ain't choking me.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just wondering, like, you guys are the ones that are doing it. I'm just wondering what kind of guideline and rules there are. I mean, like,
Whatever.
if you're choking on it, like your eyes are watering. I mean,
Mike, if you're writing a check for $1 million, I'll suck your cock.
I don't have.
It's $1 million.
Ryan said $1 million. I'll suck your dick, Sean.
See?
Dave Peterson said, "How would I sleep on my pillowcase stuffed with hundreds?" All right, enough of this.
Show me the way to go home.
You guys are turning me on. Enough. All right. So the one thing though, Harden
podcast talks about sucking dick for $1 million. $1 million fucking dollars. It's
I don't know.
Fucking what the
I don't know, man. I don't know many.
Fuck this fucking. How did you do fucking fucks? Fuck.
$1 million is $1 million, man.
Yeah.
It's $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
So James Harden's going to make $47 million next year.
I just think
he's opting in. He already said I will be back next year, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody because if he opts out, he's not making that kind of money anywhere. And I think he likes. I generally think he likes it here.
I don't even think that he likes it here. I think he likes what's in the front office with Maury. That's what I think.
Maybe, but I think he likes playing with Embiid.
I think he opts in, Sean.
I don't know if
Embiid likes playing with him. Yeah,
I think if he opts in, it's not for 47. I think he agrees to take something less.
You think the Sixers might redo that deal?
Yes.
But if he does, then it's going to be a longer term contract.
Polsky said the proposal movie. Oh, and now a podcast. The proposal. I'll give you $1 million to sleep with my wife. Be a fucking idiot not to take that job too.
Hey, give me the check. Fuck the shit out of her.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Yeah. Done deal.
As long as I get to hear her squeal, give me $1 million.
But and then Harden, was basically saying, the last 2 years has been hell for him. He said I haven't been healthy
again.
It's been tough.
Every NBA team has an excuse in the postseason. Certain teams use them.
But Doc said last night, guys, you forget. There's 29 teams who aren't going to win the championship this year. It's hard. Winning's hard. I get it. But Ryan just nailed it.
What?
It's a culture problem with this franchise. They've reached the Eastern Conference Finals once. They've reached the NBA Finals once since Dr. J left.
Right. So
didn't they reach the finals with Iverson?
Yes, that was the one time.
That's the one time.
It's been that fucking long.
21 years.
So it is, I don't know. It must be a culture problem. It's since the process that they had established something, they've tripped over themselves constantly.
Oh, speaking of
hey, this is Jason Martinez from 97.
He's under some heat after what he said about
Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
He basically put out a tweet and said, this is the sports gods, basically telling, and he was open about this when he was on the radio every day, I should say. He said, you can't tank and think you're going to be rewarded for it. He's like, what team tanks the way that the Sixers do, you're going to, things are going to fall apart. And
he's not wrong.
Well,
no.
So far, he's not wrong.
It is, but the thing is they they didn't do it right. It didn't. Yeah, they were snake bitten. They shot themselves in the foot. Too many different situations between the Fultz and all the weak and soft guys that they got.
What if Sam Hickey was here still? Do you think things would have been different?
Sam Stinky.
Maybe.
Because he had no problem kicking those players off for more picks and more picks and more picks and more picks.
Well, eventually he was going to go for it.
But the Sixers end up doing the same thing. Sixers drafted Fultz and drafted this guy and drafted that guy and then traded them for picks. Or what if Hinkie been in a position where he wouldn't have drafted certain guys?
I think he wouldn't have drafted a certain guys. He may not have went
fucking
all in.
Tatum, dude. Like if
well, he wouldn't have drafted a couple of the guys. He wouldn't have traded. He might not have signed Horford. He probably wouldn't have signed Horford. Like that's the problem. They tripped over themselves when all
Tobias,
these
man. Tobias.
Tobias wasn't a
max
trade.
deal,
right?
And Butler after the game, Jimmy Butler, former Sixer, leaves.
Tobias Harris
beats
over
him.
me.
Yeah, Tobias Harris over me.
Right.
Really? Well, first of all,
it wasn't. It was Tobias Harris. It was
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and at the time it made sense. But that's the thing. I mean, Jimmy Butler would have been better than Simmons. At the time, we didn't really the team just they never had continuity because they never built a foundation.
No,
the foundation was never set because every year they're in the same purgatory that they are now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Every year they're in the same purgatory where they're like, all right, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? If you're constantly at a point where you're like second round and out, we're not good enough. How do we fix this? Then you're
what good was the process then? That's what you were before that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with the process is that you never built the foundation that the process was supposed to have done.
Right.
Because every time that you were ready to build the process, something went wrong and you fucked it up, and then you're back at trying to go for. You're starting from scratch with like one or two pieces, year after year after year.
So maybe the Sam Hinkie thing. When Sam Hinkie left, it didn't really bother me too much because I like the Brian Colangelo things, the Team USA, and he was a winner and all this other shit. And I'm like, oh, finally, like we're going to get past this and this is over and we're going to finally start putting this in a new direction. But the NBA basically forced the Sixers' hand, right? And to get rid of Sam. And I know a lot of people weren't fans of him, but you got a point here, Mike, because like things could have been different. Like, maybe it would have taken another year longer than you wanted to, or another 2 years maybe. But you might not be in the position you're in now where the only thing that has come out of this process was Joel Embiid. And I'm not downgrading Joel Embiid when I say that. He's the only piece out of 7 years of tanking that you still have.
Right.
Right? That's fair, right?
Yeah, and I guess if you want to count Tobias Harris. Yeah,
I'm not going to count him because we didn't.
Well, we got him with the picks and everything from the process.
Yeah, I don't think that happens with Hinkie still here.
Yeah, I mean, he might have gotten somebody better than Tobias.
Yeah. Fuck, man. But then, Elton Brand makes the trade for Butler. Like, so there's other things that happen that.
Yeah, but Elton Brand makes a trade for Butler, and that was the team that should have won it all. That's a team that you could have won with. But after a year, you couldn't afford everybody, and you had to know that going in. So you went all in for 1 year, and you chose Simmons over. So I mean, I think trading for Tobias Harris, maybe you keep Butler and you have Simmons, but then Simmons would have pouted. It was eventually going to come to this anyway. But you would at least still had Simmons and Butler.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you would at least had
Embiid Butler. Yeah. So.
But you never had a foundation, and you're not going to have a foundation next year. So you're going to be back in the same spot.
Unless you get rid of Harris. He's the only guy you can move on from where you can do something with.
Or maybe.
Or do you trade?
Or maybe for fuck's sake, maybe for a year you run it back. You try and build up the rest of the team and run it back because you haven't tried that yet.
Look, I don't have a problem with them. I'm legitimately saying this. Like, I don't have a problem with 4 out of the starting 5, right? Like, well, Danny Green isn't going. I think he might retire. Like, I don't think we're going to see him. I think he's
done.
I think he might be done. Yeah, he's done for next year, and I think he's 35. I think he could be done. So you have to replace him, and you have to figure out a way to build that bench. Like I don't know. I don't
you
know.
can't build the bench if you can't continue.
Yeah, but you don't need big high price contracts though. Like somebody's got like Millsap's gone, right? So you're gonna have spots.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you can't get your starting lineup straight, when you're continuing to try and go star hunt, when you're continuing to try and like sign the free agents, the bigger free agents, and
I don't think they will this time though.
Right. Okay. So is this going to be the year that they're finally going to settle in with the team that they have, or are they going to go all in for Bradley Beal? And if they go in for Bradley Beal, then all of a sudden, then you're sitting with the big three, big four, or whatever. But
so if you trade Harris,
not going to have a bench.
What else would you trade?
Thibault, Harris, and a bunch of draft picks, and
you don't have many draft picks left. I mean, you traded a lot for Harden.
Well, you traded 2.
Yeah, so
but I don't know. Like,
were you going to trade a first round in 2029? Like, I don't know if a team.
I know that there's some that are locked up for years that like they have the picks.
Maybe you trade one of those protected picks or something, or unprotected picks that you didn't trade. I
don't even know if you can, but whatever.
I know you can't. Yeah, you can't trade you can't do that. That's right.
So you're not trading Maxey.
No. Dude, if you trade at Maxey right now. Right. He's the brightest young player you've had.
Nobody wants Harden. So I mean, Harris.
And you're not trading Harden for $47 million. No.
It depends if you're in for now or in for the future.
If
you're in for now, they're going to move Maxey.
Some balls, sneakers, a Gatorade bottle, said Polsky. Mm-hmm. Do you regret the Sixers making the trade for James Harden? Point blank question, yes or no, and then you can give your reason.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say in hindsight, yes, but had I known what I know now, yeah, of course I would have regretted it. But at the time, I was all in. It seemed like they were going for it at a time when all of us said that they needed to go for it.
Yep, because you knew that team wasn't good enough then. When we made the trade, I think Rob Velvis actually called me out and said, "You're fucking stupid for saying what you're saying," because I said they don't have enough. Right. I still don't think they have enough. I understand the trade. So I say no still because the finish is still where I kind of expected. I didn't expect them to win. I didn't expect them to win at all.
I don't care if they didn't make the trade and lost in the first round as compared to making a trade and making it in the second round. That doesn't matter to me. So like on that point, like I agree with you, that if they would have made the trade for Halliburton or whoever else it was and didn't make it out of the first round, but set up better for the future, I would have taken that over the Harden deal in hindsight. So I'm agreeing with you there. But at the time, I thought that you had to go for it. And I didn't think that Halliburton or anybody moved the needle. I figured that if they had Halliburton, they would have been a first or second round exit. I thought Harden was going to give them a chance to.
Yeah. You would have had a little more depth. You would have given up a little less. I don't know if it would have made a difference in this case. I think you might have still lost in the second round. But at least you're not on the hook for one player for $47 million. And you would have had a little more a couple more pieces to work with. But that's not the question I asked, right? So that's where I was going to go with, and I'm glad you said that because I do not regret the Sixers making this trade because I appreciate the fact that they realized they had to do something because they knew they weren't good enough. I think if they would have stuck with Drummond and Curry, it probably would have ended up the same way, honestly. Like I don't really see.
Again, it's splitting hairs.
It's hard.
I mean, if they only didn't make it out of the first round with Curry and Drummond, that does it really matter? Like, am I like
no? But Doc Rivers is not here next year.
Well, I don't know if he should be here now.
He's already here. They already said Maury already said he will be here next year.
Oh,
so which go ahead because we had a Twitter question and a lot of people had an opinion about that.
The other thing that I will say is, well, while we're talking about the process, right, and we're calling it a failure, and I don't disagree, but the one thing about the process that wasn't true before it started was the team is watchable. The team is somebody that you talk about. They're polarizing. The team has been polarizing for the past 5-6 years. The teams before the process,
You didn't care.
You
didn't give a shit.
didn't care when Iguodala didn't make it out of the first or second round.
I fucking hated Iguodala.
Or I like Thaddeus
Here.
Young and all, but you didn't really care. Drew Holiday obviously was great, but he was the only piece at the time. So,
and that's when they were starting to
kind of, but they were, but even if they were starting to, they were never going to be much more. This team every year, there was always a little bit of a chance.
Did Drew win Rookie of the Year?
It was Carter Williams that won Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
But it's from that perspective, I don't think anybody really thinks about it, but from that perspective, it's a success. In that, if the Flyers made it to the second round most years, they wouldn't really be talked about.
No, that's true.
It's a success because
So-
you got rid of a crybaby.
Well, no, we're not. Well, we're talking the Simmons trade's one thing. Yeah, I mean, that's,
Well, yeah.
but I'm just talking about
Right.
the process in general was successful because they sold out every game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it wasn't because your ultimate goal was to win the championship.
win the championship, right? But from one sense of them being polarizing,
and
it
putting the franchise back on the map and making it respectable again. They did that. They're in the talks. They're on highlights. They have one of the best players in the world.
people want to come here to play,
right? And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I mean, the fact that James Harden wanted to come here, he was excited to come here. Tobias Harris was willing to, stay here. And,
yeah. Everybody except for that
Sixers
asshole Horford.
yeah.
The
Butler,
Sixers
Butler
made
would have stayed here.
I still feel like Butler comes back at some point.
The
not
Sixers
now.
made it to the
I don't.
second round of the playoffs. What so many other teams are at home.
Right.
Like those teams that didn't get there.
I'm just saying that the Sixers were exciting. I gave a shit about the Sixers.
I think Amy Fidul said it best. She's like, this city, why does it seem like she's like, he's right when he says that there's 29 other teams. But why does it feel like this city constantly
one of
is
those
in
20.
heartbreak?
Yeah.
We're constantly in heartbreak. So the question on Twitter this week was from at Corner Puff Sports. What happens to Doc Rivers now that the Sixers are exiting early once again? 79% said the Sixers need to move on from Doc Rivers.
Wow.
21% said he's back next year, and he will be back next year. So, yeah, he will be back next year.
Now, the other thing I will say about that is we in Philadelphia and on this show talk about firing 3 out of the 4 coaches every
single year. Yep.
So at what
Absolutely.
point do we stop blaming the coaches
And
and start
looking in
blaming
the mirror and
organization?
blaming ourselves
I know
for
we're
being
blaming-
asshole fans?
well,
No, I'm kidding.
but no, I mean, and we do blame the organization and everything too, but everybody, Joe Girardi's got to go.
Mhm.
Gabe Kapler had to go before him. Lord knows who was before those guys. Was McPhail or something, or Sandberg, and
Oh yeah. Well, McPhail was the
GM or
Yeah,
whatever, right?
but
So
yeah,
who's
Sandberg.
the guy? There was somebody
Sandberg was
between
bad.
them.
well, he was an interim. He's
Right.
an interim coach. Yeah.
Okay. Well, was there an interim between Sandberg? Was there a coach between Sandberg and Kapler?
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it was he was a pitching coach or something.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, fired him. The Flyers coach. He had to go, and we were thrilled to death about him when we got him, and then he had to go.
Just remember when we got Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
And
and now he has to go. We were thrilled about Girardi. Now he has to go. We were thrilled about the Flyers coach. Now he has to go. Vigneault or whatever. Vigneault.
Vigneault. Yeah. Well, I don't think any of us were. I wasn't happy they got rid of him. Honestly, I thought it was.
No, I mean we were happy when we got. Oh, right. So you didn't want to fire Vigneault.
No, I didn't want to fire Vigneault. It was before him. Fucking
Hackstall.
Hackstall. Yeah. I was done.
But
with
I
him.
mean, I remember us being excited when they hired Hackstall because he was a non.
The only reason
and,
we weren't excited. The only reason Yeah, the only reason we were excited about Hacksaw is because it was new blood. It was out of the organization. It was something new,
innovative.
He was a college coach from North Dakota who played who had a fast, a fast offense and all that. But then he came here and you realize he doesn't have the personnel to do anything.
Right.
Wow. Ted Shearer here said, say goodbye to Maury. He let his feelings about getting the beard linger too long. He used up future Hall of Fame player. All he accomplished was getting rid of Ben. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Maury goes anywhere next year, but Ted, you're probably not wrong. Because he's 100% right about the James Harden thing. I mean, Embiid said, if you were expecting Houston Harden, you were wrong.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, like that's kind of a, how does James Harden feel about that?
Especially when after Embiid says that, like, when he's got to be coming back next year, and Harden's apparently going to be better
physically, right?
Yeah, better physically.
But Ted's right, because like everyone knew that the Sixers were in play for Harden because of that relationship he had with him before,
right?
And he thought he was getting his boy back, and I'm putting the band back together. Come on. It'll be just like old times, guys.
I mean, I hear you, and I hear that, but at the time, and watching Harden as a playmaker, watching Harden be damn near a triple-double every game, knowing that the way that he shot,
he actually did have, when he did play during the regular season for us, he was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he was averaging, 20, 22 a game or something like that, and he was averaging double-double, like you said, almost a triple-double, because he had,
yeah, I mean,
a couple rebounds here and there, but 7. I think
right.
he averaged 7.
And you thought that he was dogging it with the Nets, and you thought that he had more, and you thought that when he got a chance to play with Embiid, that it was going to be different. Now, you would have thought that playing with Durant would have been enough, but maybe there were too many mouths to feed over. I just thought that there was going to be. I thought that he was going to be better because this was going to be a better situation for him in a bunch of different ways, and he was recovering from the hamstring, and he was going to be back in time for the playoffs. It was. I mean, maybe Maury thought the same thing. Maybe the Sixers thought the same thing. I don't know if Joel didn't think that when he said it. Maybe Joel's talking about now in hindsight. I don't know.
Yeah, there. As much as I love the guy, there are things that he says you're just like, dude, like what are you doing?
Yeah, didn't you learn anything from throwing Ben Simmons under the bus?
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna come of this though.
Maybe he's trying to light a fire. I mean,
So, do you agree with me here? I said that Max Strus goes in the same category as Joe Jurevicius and Cody Ross of Philly sports playoff killers. Where the fuck did Max Strus come from? Who is he? You'll never hear his name again. You're never going to fucking hear him again. And he comes into the play and fucking killed the Sixers. Killed them.
Especially towards the end. Well, that's the thing with the
threes, stealing the ball.
That's the thing with the fucking Heat, though. They had 10 of those guys.
Yeah.
They had guys not even playing in the series
game one, Tyler Hero killed us, right? Like, granted, I mean, we lost, but we knew why we lost. Like, we're missing a big piece of that team. Jesus. But we're like, dude, they got to figure out a way to stop Hero, because that was the number one thing. Yeah. Stop Hero.
And Butler goes off.
And then Butler, and then it's Max Strus.
Right.
And games 5 and 6, 5 and 6. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Where's this fucking guy come from?
They just had guys in droves, and they had 10 guys. They went 10 deep, and
they went 10 deep.
Yeah,
10 deep.
Giggity.
10 deep.
Giggity. Fucking right in the pussy. Deep.
Yeah. But
and every one of those guys actually had seemingly more heart than damn near the whole team.
Seemingly $1 million, you would do some things you didn't think you would do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say at this point other than build the bench, see what you can do. I'm okay.
You got to run it back though.
So I know before the playoffs started.
So you're not trading Harris. You're running it back.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Because if you trade Harris, then you're kind of going back into that rebuilding, and you're kind of going through and changing things up to.
All right, so there's one player I would trade him for.
Beal?
Yeah, I would do it for Beal. So before the playoffs started, I said that if the Sixers lost in the second round, I think all of us said that Doc would be gone.
He's not going nowhere.
But the way things played out,
you don't think it's Doc's fault?
No, I don't. I know Doc's had his faults.
There's nothing you could do with
there
this.
There was at points in the playoffs where I was like, "Fuck,
when
get these guys off." But then I looked at the team. I'm like, well, "What else is he going to do here?" Like,
yeah, you looked around and you turned and you're like, "Who's he going to like?"
It wasn't like
who's he going to take? Niang and Thibault, who's going to swap them to?
Yeah, it wasn't like last year, the year before. Like his rotations were terrible. I thought he did a pretty good job. Yeah, with what he had. I got to give him credit. I think Doc, to me, I think this is the best year he coached the Sixers this year. I thought what he did, getting over everything that happened.
Even the whole season with the slow starts.
Yeah, I think everything. Slow, and Grant, that's fine.
He had a manager team that had the drama with Simmons.
Right. All that bullshit going on. The second best players at home playing Call of Duty with back pains. And he was a 4 seed and took the number 1 seed the 6 games.
No, it's interesting. I mean, you talk about the process and whatnot, and it, so you can say, with it not working and them getting what they deserve. And if you want to say it's a process, or if you just want to say that the teams built themselves up, but the teams that are left are all teams that aren't the big team, like they're homegrown. Like the Bucks had Middleton, they went and got Drew.
Yeah, Bucks are Celtics obviously are more homegrown.
Dallas is homegrown. The Suns are homegrown.
Yeah, that's a good point. Golden State's
for the
homegrown.
most. Yeah, although Golden State now is more homegrown because
they got rid of
they got rid of it.
Yeah,
and then the super teams of the Nets and the Sixers that were built up, and I don't know who else is considered a super team.
So before we move on, because there is one
because
thing,
we do have to get moving.
We do, but there is one thing that Harden said that I do agree with wholeheartedly. And I've brought this up on the show in the past. I feel that basketball, more than any other sport, and hockey has it naturally. Like guys just kind of plug and play, and then they become a part of the team. But basketball, to me, is more about cohesiveness at one point than any other sport.
Well, I mean that's my point of like the fact that they've never had cohesiveness.
They've never.
It's been
Harden
a
was here
team
for 20
every
games.
year.
20 games, Harden was on the floor.
So you're saying it was too late in the season for Harden to gel with the team?
Yeah, I do. I don't think he had enough time to think about it. That's so he played 33 games or something, whatever, if you include the playoff game. Wait, so
but that's funny because like after game 4, he talked about how he finally feels like the team's gelling.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, you're gonna feel that way when he has a good game, right? Look, I'm not saying that. I don't think James Harden is.
James Harden sucked.
He did. He sucked. Absolutely. So I don't even know what else to say. But cohesiveness does matter.
Does matter.
And when your point guard has only been with the team for 30 games, that's like the preseason and the first month of the season, right?
All right, well, does cohesiveness have him dribble the ball?
This is what James Harden has been the past few years in the playoffs, and this is what you get from him.
But he doesn't even look at the same James Harden he did those last 2 years either.
He's cooked.
It's either that or his hamstring's really bad.
We'll see.
And he's gonna. But I mean,
we'll find out.
Yeah.
But I do think, like to Mike's point, cohesiveness. It's a bitch, and when you broke up that team and you broke up Seth Curry and you broke up Drummond and you bring in James Harden, that was a big switch over for these guys. Now your offense is changing a little bit. Now you're doing more pick and roll that you weren't doing before.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the same player as he was.
And maybe what you were able to integrate in a long series against a good team with a good coach that has talented players once they stop those 3 or 4 things, you didn't have anything else in your bag.
And what's he, 33? That's not old.
No, he's 33. We'll see.
Isn't Butler 31?
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man. Like,
well, what other choice do we have?
Maybe next year he comes back and he's like what he was in the regular season for us. All right, we're gonna move on from the Sixers.
Thank fucking Christ. Here we go.
It's Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. Real quick.
When I hear Friday the 13th, I think of the movie where he's on the roof with the black guy, and the black guy's like,
that's Jason Takes Manhattan,
and he just knocks him. Poof! Whole head comes.
He's fighting the boxer. For like 5 minutes. He's just punching him. Jason's just taking the punches. Come on, man.
Friday's just
take your best shot. And knocks his fucking head off. And then flies off the roof. Rolls off a thing and goes into a dumpster. And the dumpster closes.
That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
But the guy's still on the roof. And he's got no head. And the body's going.
It's moving.
And then it just drops.
So I was going to ask you guys, do you have any superstitions? Do you have any legit superstitions?
I'll knock on wood.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You legit knock on wood?
Yeah. It's stupid. I'll wear a jersey if I feel like they've.
You just had a superstition.
His beard.
That wasn't really a superstition.
Well, then where's it at?
It was more of a playoff beard. It was more of like, I'm going to shave it off, but it wasn't like if I shave it off now, it's going to be bad mojo.
Yeah, that's because when you looked in the mirror and you raised your arms, your face looked like a pussy. That's why you shaved it.
We went to the show. Mike and I went to see Seven Dust on Wednesday, and Ryan and I are inside. Where the fuck's Mike at? And I see Mike talking to the security guards. Like, what the fuck's going on? He goes, yeah, they said I look like Cactus Jack. And I'm like, oh my god, you do. He's like, I don't know who the fuck it is. I'm like, yes, you do, man.
Whoa, this stuff's hot.
I was like, Mankind. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I showed a picture. All right. So Jessica said, I'm afraid to say anything might happen out loud or say something hasn't happened in a while yet. So I always knock on wood not to jinx myself. That's a baseball thing. Oh, it's 5 minutes. He hasn't given up a hit. Don't say that on the air.
Right.
You're not allowed to say that. So
now it doesn't matter because the pitcher's never going to pitch the complete game before he gets the no-hitter anyway.
Jess also said I was really bad with not stepping on cracks about 12 years ago. Chris Simmons. It's a convergence of bad mojo in the boat world because this is our buddy Chris. He's a salesman.
Yeah.
Not a salesman, a salesman.
There you go.
Sals. I like Sals.
A pirate.
Sammy Sals.
There's a superstition to not ever set sail on a new trip on a Friday. You can come into port and leave on a Friday, but do never embark on a new trip.
Yeah.
13 has a long-standing negative field, so if you leave on a boat trip today, you will surely die or not, ...
There's a superstition. Pull it out so you don't knock her up.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
There it is. I was trying to look for I couldn't find it. That's pretty good.
Take it, and take it, and take it. It's more than this body can take.
Try to find. I had another one on the other day.
Stop! You're hurting me.
Here we go. Tyler at Tyler Smith Films on
what's up, Doc?
On Twitter. I do not. But the last time I took an Amtrak on Friday the 13th, the train to Philadelphia smelled like shit the whole ride.
Oh well,
I said, well, maybe that's a superstition. Avoid the shit express line. Grace 89895853.
Somebody took in Stinky that night.
They're usually lucky days for me.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that.
Did.
Like Friday the 13th actually hasn't been that bad of a day.
Stinks. Yeah, he's riding that train. He's like,
it stinks.
And in the back corner, very faintly, you can hear.
Fuck with my ass, man. Shit.
You get your dick and your pussy all covered in shit.
It's like a double wide surprise.
No, I feel like Friday the 13th, I always like did well on tests that day, and like I don't
Yeah.
know, yeah. And then Friday the 13th was always a fun time.
Yeah.
Miss
It's
that,
happening.
though.
It's happening as we speak right now.
Is there? What do they have in that?
Broken Goblet.
Oh, okay.
All right. Eagles release their schedule.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
So I'm gonna give credit.
Would it be worse if it was a little before the breaking point, or a little beyond?
Dude, and that's the best part. If you heard the whole interview, you're like, he wasn't.
Yeah. He just wanted to get off.
Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when he said it, and Mean Gene's like, Jesus Christ, Hulk. I'm sorry, Mean Gene.
Yeah. Did you have your Rogaine appointment today? I'm going to get off by breaking my knob.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Fuck.
But I mean, like a little beyond. Like, is there like a little when it's beyond the breaking point? Like,
I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
like if it's beyond a breaking point, what's the difference if it's a little or a lot? Am I overthinking it?
That's when you
Yeah.
kill
a bit?
No, Mike, it's when you killed a horse out back.
Now you're just begging for fucking sound bites.
Off to the glue factory you go. Over the line!
All right, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Eagles, I'm going to give credit to Coggin Toboggan, who's been on the show. He was on the show before. He has his own podcast called Let's Go to the Phones. They were the first to break the Eagles schedule. They had sources.
It leaked out.
Oh wow!
And then someone else tried to take credit, and they were immediately called out. And they tried to give credit, and then deleted the tweet. Whatever. Fucking Twitter drama is bullshit. But here's the Eagles' schedule.
Let's get it.
They start off.
I'll tell you what, I've seen it. It looks pretty easy. Especially
They do
in the
got a light
beginning.
schedule.
Third easiest schedule in the NFL.
For a
Based on
playoff team, that's interesting.
Based on winning percentage of last year. 32, 31, 30, and 29. Easiest schedules. Easiest.
All in the NFC East.
All NFC East.
So they must play the easiest.
They play the NFC North. Okay. So the Detroit Lions is your number one opponent. Yeah. Dave Peterson said about the Hulk thing, the things you say after a hot steroid shot might be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't care. In Detroit, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Your second week is taking on Kirk Cousins. Home opener
on a Monday night.
Double header, by the way.
They're doing a doubleheader both Monday nights?
Yeah, the first three. First three Monday nights are double headers.
Okay.
So it's a regular night for anyone who wants $1 million. Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. That's a win.
I gotta think so too.
Kirk Cousins falls short under pressure.
That's where Jalen Hurts. That's a game where Jalen Hurts says, "You guys doubted me. Hold my beer."
Somebody went viral this week for the most fakest fucking quote ever. I think someone shared it in the thread. That Jalen Hurts said, "I can't wait for our matchup so I can show everyone that picking Justin Jefferson over me was not the wrong choice." He never fucking said that.
Picking Jalen Reagor said.
Jalen Reagor. Who did I say? Did I say Jalen Hurts?
Oh,
Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry, Jalen Reagor. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
Jalen Reagor apparently said that picking Justin Jefferson was. I'll prove everyone a week 2 on our home opener.
He's not even gonna play.
No.
And people ran with it.
He won't even be on.
People ran with that. Like, what a fucking idiot. Blah, blah. I'm like, guys, like he didn't fucking say that.
I hate the internet.
Yeah,
clickbait,
dude. It went viral. It's almost like calling MVP. Saying that Joel Embiid's MVP. Joel Embiid is the real MVP. Yeah, it's almost like that.
Spit it out, you cocksucker.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I really,
motherfucker, do you speak it?
So I am getting like people are like, "Fuck, who the fuck posted this?" And I'm like, "Fuck you." I'm right back. I'm like, I'm just watching the clicks go up. I'm like, "You're the thank you. Thanks for arguing with this shit."
So yeah, I mean they're coming back, but the Celtics are beating the Bucks now. It's 11. It was like 17 or something in Milwaukee, where Milwaukee went into Boston, and beat them.
Well,
Like,
the same thing's gonna happen in the Memphis Golden State game.
No, it's the opposite. Like
Memphis. Oh
No.
yeah, they were at home. You're right.
Like the home team's getting destroyed in this series. It doesn't make sense. Like I thought Milwaukee was going to be closing this out at home. They're not going to want to play Game 7 in Boston.
It might not even matter then. I fucking hate Boston, so I hope I don't care if it's Milwaukee.
Then we move on for basketball.
Milwaukee and the Suns.
No, we're going back to it. We're bringing it back.
Milwaukee and the Suns. That'd be fun.
Again?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Fuck basketball right now.
I'd rather that than the Warriors.
I mean, I agree, but the games he put the game on, so
Dallas.
it's just
I don't
there.
fucking care about Dallas either. Like fuck Dallas.
I don't.
Fuck Dallas. No, fuck Dallas. Dallas sucks.
The Cowboys suck.
Dallas sucks.
Where's that?
Really?
I don't have the save.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
You hate the Stars?
Yeah, I'm out.
Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
I don't care about
Mike
the Stars.
Modano and Brett Hull. Fuck
Mike
them.
Modano,
They're fucking jitbags.
meatball eating cocksucker.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't really have a problem. And I don't
All right,
really
we
have a
gotta
problem
move
with
on.
the Mavs anyway. But yeah, moving on.
Week 3.
Where's it? Fuck. What's that from?
First matchup against your former quarterback, Carson Wentz. You're taking on the Washington Commanders. It won't matter because Wentz will be hurt by then.
I'm actually taking this one. Well, I mean, I know we're not doing win losses like we're not supposed to be. Coming off a Monday night game in Washington, I'm gonna actually say that they lose this one.
What? Nah.
Well, Gary, you're gonna have them going 17-0. So
No, I won't.
This is fucking nuts. I'm
No.
saying they win.
Yeah,
I'm saying they win.
that's a Miles Sanders game.
Your next game, week 4, the Super Bowl winning coach, Doug Peterson, comes back
well, that's a win.
to here too. It's here.
Nah. Doug Peterson ain't beating the Eagles in his first year.
No, not with that team.
No,
That seems
not yet.
All right, so you guys got them at 4-0 now.
I have been 4-0.
4-0.
Okay.
Now they go to Arizona.
They lose.
Yeah, that's a loss. Not that Arizona is like a
I don't
powerhouse
know
anymore, but like
yeah, especially with Murray. But I'm gonna say that's a loss.
no Hopkins though. And
Right, but they
That's
did
true.
get what you call it.
no Christian Kirk either. Who do they get?
They picked up that other wide receiver.
They did pick up a wide receiver.
Yeah, I
They
forget.
did.
Juju?
A big name.
No. Was it Juju? No, it wasn't Juju. Was it Juju?
Nah.
Oh, Marquise Brown or Hollywood Brown?
Hollywood.
That does nothing for me.
No.
He'll be good against Slay. They can't run the ball. Nah, they might.
You
Oh,
say-
you're not 5-0?
They got to lose at one of these points.
In Arizona?
They
yeah,
lose
I'll
that
take
game.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football. You're home against Dallas.
That's a win.
Really? Both these are
That's a win.
no delay.
That's
Both
a
these.
win.
Did they beat Dallas? No, they lost both games against
But
Dallas.
Dallas
last
didn't
year.
do nothing on the off season. Nothing.
All right, I'll go win.
Yeah.
You guys got them at 5-1. I got them at 4-2.
So then you got your bye.
Okay.
Then your next game is against Pittsburgh at home.
That's a win.
That's a win. Pittsburgh's gonna suck this year.
6-1.
Thursday night, dude. This is fucking nuts.
6-1.
Is this really happening? Your next week is Thursday night. It's a short week, guys.
That's Tennessee.
At Houston.
That's a win.
Yeah, Houston's gonna be fucking terrible too.
That's a win.
6-2.
That's 7-1. 7-1.
You guys are seriously
7
saying,
fucking 1.
Yeah, but can you like you're 6-2?
I know.
They're home against Washington Monday Night Football.
They
That's a
win.
win.
That's 8-2. 8-1.
This is ridiculous. At the Colts,
That's a loss.
week 11.
That's 9-1.
You got them
Nah, they're gonna lose that game.
fucking Gary.
8-2.
Oh, I'm not gonna have them 17. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna have them 16 fucking
Well,
one.
wait a minute. So we didn't get to Tennessee yet.
Now I have.
Oh, I'm sorry. 15-2.
This is their toughest.
Gary, you're killing me.
This is their toughest stretch. Week 11 to week 13 is the toughest stretch.
Right.
I say they lose that game. Indianapolis is a
Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan.
yeah, that's a good team, and they have a good defense, man. In a dome. Yeah, I don't like that game. I'll give the Colts that one. 8-2.
9-1.
Sunday Night Football,
I got them 7-3.
home against Green Bay.
That's a loss.
They're now 8-3.
I think they lose that one.
Oh, there you go.
All right. And then they're home against Tennessee.
They lose that one too.
Yeah.
No offense, dude. They have Derrick Henry.
They're not. The Eagles' defense is not stopping him.
Really? Weren't we talking about how they built the interior line and how? See, they're gonna be a one-dimensional team. I'm not so sure they lose that game against Tennessee. I don't.
I think Jordan Davis is getting schooled on that game.
Dude, he's 300. Okay.
But-
probably everyone gets schooled by Derrick Henry, but
I think it's Derrick Henry, bro.
I
I
think
know-
Tennessee's gonna suck.
I know
this year.
Julio Jones isn't like what he used to be.
AJ Brown's gone.
I know.
Like Julio Jones ain't there no more.
Isn't he?
No, they cut him.
No, he's gone.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. No Julio Jones, no AJ Brown. They have no offense. They have nobody.
they gotta have somebody to throw the ball to, don't they?
Cunt Jones is the starting
Oh, all right.
outside receiver. Cunt Jones.
Not Julio.
Nah, he catches everything by a hair.
Say me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
At New York, the Giants.
It's a win.
It's a win.
This is fucking crazy.
That's a win.
At Chicago.
That's a
It's a
win.
win.
At Dallas. Loss.
Loss.
Christmas Eve. That's
Here or
4
in
losses.
Dallas.
In Dallas.
That's 4 losses.
They lose.
Yeah,
Home
they-
against the Saints.
They win.
I think that's a loss.
Jameis Winston's is their quarterback.
And
Jameis
you're here. They still have a good defense, and their actually receivers are pretty good.
You got them at like 14 and
I'm gonna say they're
you got them at 13-3 right now.
gonna split one of the last 2. So I'm gonna say they even dude. I have 5 losses.
Yeah.
They're gonna be 12-5.
I mean,
Jesus
No,
Christ.
there's one more game, right?
That's it. Giants.
Giants is a win.
Yeah.
That's what
I said they're gonna split the last 2.
Yeah.
The last 2.
So I got them at 11-6.
Jeez, I have 12-5.
12-5.
You got
You have
no
13
no,
and 3.
You got them
13
at,
Or 13
you got them at 14
14-2.
14
14-3. Yeah.
14-3.
Fucking 17 games.
You got them at 14. They're gonna fucking be the best team in the conference
Dave Peterson said the scary thing is teams heading
every
that?
fucking year
Oh,
with you.
is the team's head is going to be huge and the balloon is going to get popped real fast going to the playoffs because they haven't taken on any real competition. Dave, that's a good point because that's just like last year, right? But if they look really fucking good doing it, like I think the defense is going to be better this year.
That all depends. Well, yeah.
Their offense is going to be better this year.
But the offense is going to be better if Jalen Hurts takes it to the next step.
I just didn't think like we knew who their opponents were and everything, but I didn't really look that much into it. I was like, they're playing the NFC North and they're playing
Right.
NFC South.
Yeah, when they actually
really
like,
think
when
about
you
it,
laid it out, you're just like
look at the
all right,
schedule,
all right.
Mike.
But I mean, they got AJ fucking Brown, man.
Their offense is going to be better. They're going to run the ball well again.
Well, I mean, your division sucks.
Is Jordan Howard back?
Your division sucks, and the NFC
No,
North
they
sucks.
didn't resign him.
They didn't resign Jordan Howard?
Nope.
Your division sucks. The NFC North sucks.
Yeah.
And then
And they picked
and,
the
and
running
the AFC,
back up.
and the
and it-
AFC South sucks.
Yeah.
That running back they got that wasn't drafted.
They have a clear path for a division win.
But you need.
Elite.
You,
So does every other team in the NFC East, though.
but
Think about the Cowboys.
Sean, you need Jalen Hurts. You don't even need him to go 5 steps ahead. You need him to go 2.
So
Cowboys are still good.
so wait a second.
I don't-
The Cowboys got the best quarterback in the NFC
and
East.
they still have the best.
so
Well, they got rid of Cooper, but.
so
That
you
might-
have them at 14-3,
14-3.
but you don't think that Hurts is the guy.
But I mean, there's a lot of factors. You know what I mean, Mike? A lot of stuff factors in. No, I never said I don't think.
Don't give me no variables, guy.
I don't. I never said I don't think Hurts is the guy. I'm saying I hope Hurts is able to become the guy.
Okay, well, we all agree. We hope, but you realize that if they're going 14-3, that they're not getting rid of Hurts. There's no quarterback that goes 14-3, and
Then I'm fine with that. I think AJ Brown helps his cause.
so you think AJ Brown makes Hurts a franchise quarterback?
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
I do. The reason
Why?
being, Mike, is because they're best friends. They have continuity. They've trained together. They know what each other's thinking. They know what each other's thinking.
Love your
Now,
optimism.
my Ken is Hurts the guy that can get the thread the needle to him. Maybe not, but you don't need to thread the needle to AJ Brown because the 50-50 ball, he's catching it. He will catch that 50-50 ball.
I think you're. I like AJ Brown, but I think you're going a little.
He's the 7th best wide receiver in the entire NFL.
I think he's top 7 receiver. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and you scrawny little bastard.
But I don't.
Doesn't
I don't
make
know
any
if Hurts
doesn't make
is.
any sense.
The NFC East is very weak, Mike. That helps our cause.
Yeah, but I mean, again, so you're saying Hurts is the guy. If with your record, you're saying you believe in Hurts.
I believe he can be.
No. 14-3, you're saying you're all like that. Hurts is
it's just an opinion.
I'm saying
like
that
everything else, an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody's got one.
Your
You get your dick
fine,
and your pussy all covered in shit.
but 2 weeks into the season, when you're saying fuck Hurts and he sucks and blah 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 blah,
Minshew's still here, right? As a backup.
No,
I'm just saying if Hurts gets hurt, Minshew's still here.
I think so. Yeah.
I think they end up trading him.
I think they would have by now.
Yeah.
Well, no, Sean. You're not in training camp yet. No quarterback has been hurt yet.
So Dave Peterson says, so the X for clinch division is in place by the second week of December then, right?
Huh?
Yes. It has to be. At 14.
This is fucking crazy. The thing is, I can't yell at Gary. I can't yell at Gary about this because I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like
how many
losses did you so have? Easy.
You had 5, right?
I had 5.
Okay, so he has 2. Like, and I agree. Like, I just think that 3 losses is.
You're gonna lose games you shouldn't lose, but you might win a game or 2 that you shouldn't win. So or they might just come out and suck dick like for $1 million. It might just be a bad team. Like, no, seriously. Like they just might not be a good team. You know, maybe last year was just a fluke.
I don't know, man. They made a lot of good additions.
They did.
I like what they did.
They did.
The thing that concerns me again is the middle and the secondary of the defense. That's what concerns me.
The secondary is scary. That's something where like a game like against Minnesota or something, Jefferson could have a. I know that you're putting Slay on him, but
they were talking about Bradbury. You know, trying to get Bradbury.
They're not getting him.
Why not?
Because they're not. They don't have no more money, Sean, for a big time player.
I think they can. I think they have money. If they don't have money, I think that Howie can make them.
They can figure something out.
Howie will find a way to kick the can down the road for something.
Yeah, Bradbury and Slay together.
Yeah, but don't forget Nakobe Dean, bro.
But do you want to go all? Is this a year to go all in? You're still not championship caliber.
No, you're not, because you're not.
You don't know.
No, you're not.
Like
you're not. Look at the other teams in the NFC last year. You're not. You're still not going to compete with these teams. You're still not going to compete with it. Look at the playoffs last year and how fucking crazy they were. You don't have the quarterback. You don't have the team to compete with those teams. I'm sorry. Like you have a team that's going to make the playoffs.
But
so
and I get the schedule's easy.
No.
I get that the schedule's easy, but you can't. 14-3 makes you a powerhouse, even with a terrible schedule.
No, not in today's NFL. You could be 14-3 and lose in the first round of the playoffs.
I understand that.
Your schedule is easy.
The Green Bay does that all the time, but Green Bay is considered a powerhouse. The Eagles are not a powerhouse.
I can't fight and argue with you, Mike, but
unless
you don't know what the Eagles are with their quarterback. You just don't know.
It all depends on him.
Yes.
So I don't know if you saw what Hassan Reddick said too, by the way. And then
I forgot about
him. And then we'll move on.
And Brandon Graham will be back as well.
Reddick hinted to what the defense might look like. Apparently they have like 4 separate rooms. Interior, exterior, linebackers, and D line. Like they're splitting all the defensive front 7 up into separate rooms.
What's that tell you?
They're going to be a hybrid defense.
Yes.
There's going to be linebackers covering, wide receiver. Like they're going to be all over the place.
Like you're going to see
defensive linemen are going to be dropping back. Like
and you're going to see more blitzing.
I was saying the Ryan, like with the addition of Jordan Davis, they might become a 3-4 team, and it might play like a 4-3.
You're going to see a lot of linebacker blitzing.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
now I'd rather see that than your cornerbacks coming out because I don't think you can rely on your
Like
cornerbacks.
you're going to see Nakobe Dean in the middle. He's going to be doing this. He's going to be doing that, and then he's going to be popping fucking players, dude.
Yeah, so
he was the best projected linebacker in the draft.
He was one of the best. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this might look like.
I mean, I'm excited too, and I got him at 11-6, so I'm not saying that it's like their schedule's good, but I mean,
but 11-6 is not far off from what I would predict.
3 games is a lot of games.
What were they last year? 9-7. They were 9-7 last year, right? Yeah. So 2 games better than last year. I think that's a
9-8.
They were 9-8. They were 9-8.
Yeah, they were lucky 9-8.
Right, but
so if they were
they're
lucky
gonna be
9-8,
they're gonna be a lucky 12-5 this year.
But they were lucky when they won the fucking Super Bowl too, Mike. That wasn't all skill and talent. You had to have a little bit of luck.
Dave Peterson said they had the best shot at best. They probably had the best shot at best record in the NFL in 2022 on paper. Looking at that schedule, and I can't disagree with that. They have it.
Like you look at it, and
that's crazy. I never.
Like I understand 100% what you're saying, but if you sit there and you look at it, a lot of it is, well, if this happens, they win. If that's able to happen, they win. If this guy's good and healthy, they're going to win.
But Gary, every if-then scenario where there was a chance they won, you have them winning. You're not accounting for a bad game. You're not accounting for
because I can't, Mike.
I know, and
I just can't
it drives me crazy. But you're the polar opposite on the Sixers.
Because I don't know much about it, Mike. It's just what I see when I'm watching. That's all. When I make my comments and my opinion about the Sixers, it's what I seen from the game before. That's all.
I know, but it looks like it's just one end of the spectrum or the other end of the spectrum.
Like,
and I just
I understand what you're saying and what you're getting at. When I make a comment about the Sixers guy, you're just fucking trolling. Stop fucking trolling. But honestly, Mike, like I hear you guys getting all excited and hear these guys talking about the Sixers. So the past year, I said, all right, let me check it out. Let me
right.
Look. And when I make an opinion or a comment about what you guys are saying, it's just what I seen from the game before, Mike.
Right.
Like, could I be wrong? Could I be asinine what I'm saying? Yeah.
But at the same time,
Okay.
Are you, when you're watching Hurts play and you were freaking out and thought that he wasn't a franchise quarterback and said multiple times, but then you have him winning every one of these coin flip games.
Mike, if you remember, I was the one guy that said, we have no other choice. Let's believe in him. Let's see what he's got.
Right.
You know
I was one that said that, I don't know yet either, but 14-3, like it seems like I don't know if anybody but a franchise quarterback that gets a team to 14-3.
But I mean, you could have non-franchise quarterbacks win and take you to the playoffs. It's happened. Like this is a completely different NFL from what we're used to when we were kids.
Yes, but
this is not the same NFL.
I don't know about a 14-3.
Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion.
I mean,
I don't hate you for your opinion.
I Tannehill, but I think Tannehill's better.
Game manager. Went to the playoffs and went to a Super Bowl.
Tannehill never went to
all right. He went to
the
championship game.
Now,
and he's a game manager.
And that's a good Tennessee team.
Great defense.
Really good defense and best
what a supportive running back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was probably somewhere in the 13-3, 12-4 range.
Mm-hmm.
But that team.
But what was he before he came to Tennessee? You remember where he was before he came?
He was in Miami. Miami was
looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
He looked like dog shit.
He didn't look great, but nobody knew what he was. That's like
I actually liked him.
That's like asking.
I actually liked Tannehill when he was in Miami. I thought he had potential.
You don't know what a Jets quarterback's going to be because.
Right.
I mean, let's get to that. Like what the Jets have done in the draft. Jesus fucking Christ, did they have a lot of picks? Like, God,
they did good.
Damn it.
Yeah, they did well. Yeah, the Jets did well. The Ravens did well. We went over this though. We went over this a couple weeks ago. It's time to move on.
I mean, don't hate me because I say 14-3. That's all.
I didn't
I don't hate.
I just said 2 minutes ago. I said
it's not impossible.
I said I can't look at Gary and go, what the fuck are you talking about? I look at that schedule and go, it's fucking possible.
I agree that it's a really easy schedule, but
this might be the easiest schedule we've seen.
But
in
Gary,
years.
Gary, if you truly believe in that,
in years,
and you bet $100 on them winning 14 games, you're going to get something like 15 to 1 odds.
Yeah, you
you can win like $1,500 or something.
Let me know when to lay the bet, and I'll give you $100. You play this bet for me.
He's the one that's got the thing on his phone.
I'll work it out.
I don't know if I know that you can only do like the over under. I don't think
they
you can
do futures. I can get futures.
But can you do a future of can you pick wins and get like odds for does it increase?
Well, it's over under.
Yeah, so it's all
so it won't. The odds won't be there.
You can't increase the over and under.
I don't think. I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Maybe I'll see.
Let me look into it.
Let me look into it. While you were drunk, boys.
I am not drunk, man. You're trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Shut the fuck up!
Speaking of odds, Rich Strike. That horse, 82 to 1 odds in the Kentucky Derby. And by the way, we want to apologize for what happened last week on our show. It's my fault for asking Ryan to look up the horse names in the Derby, and he looks up last year's.
Yeah. Five Roman Cokes in. You ask him.
I start reading. I'm like,
when I said I'll have another, and I think that's the one that horse that won it last year. You're like, no, fuck that, blah blah blah. I'm like, no,
I remember looking. I go, I know I've heard his name before. I'm like, whatever. But so we gave you a complete, but we had fun with it because we had Big Brown, we had the other horse, the one number 2.
What known as Big Brown breeder?
The first horse died, so we had fun with that. But Rich Strike, 82 to 1 odds. That was an awesome race. That was fun. That was really cool.
And he was a fill-in.
Yeah, last minute, Friday.
Basically. And then he tried to bite the other horses.
Yeah,
did you see that?
Yeah. So now he actually, that horse is not taking part in the Preakness though.
I hope they keep a semen.
Yeah, because the owners basically said it. Yeah, he's resting. Like we can't do it.
Yeah,
the horse isn't ready. But
we got 5 jugs of his jit. We're going to save that. We'll breed them later.
Jesus.
There's actually a job that is a horse fucking masturbator.
Yeah,
that's a job.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, my sister applied for it.
So I went to a show. It was a girl fucking a horse.
The horse has got a bowling head.
And I was I was watching it, and I was thinking that it was, all right, it's a girl, but it was a girl fucking a horse. Like, I felt sorry for the girl.
You felt kind of dirty, didn't you?
I actually felt sorry for the horse.
Yeah. Why? Why would you feel sorry for the horse? He's not in a fucking jug.
He's not in a jug. Bret Favre is a piece of shit. So Bret Favre, have you heard about this, Mike?
I shared it.
A little bit of it.
He squandered more than $20 million in money needed for temporary assistance for needy families in an anti-poverty program in Mississippi.
He double bagged it.
So he was basically him and Ted DiBiase, his son,
$1
million. He must not have sucked enough dicks. It all comes back to that $1 million.
You spit.
So his son, Ted DiBiase Jr. Was involved as well. Ted DiBiase Sr., $1 Million Man, is now not a priest in advance. It was just whatever. One of them rip-off fucking priests, the ones that show up on TV.
Oh, an evangelist.
Yeah, one of them fucking jerk-offs. He's one of those guys. So basically,
he was a jerk off when he was wrestling.
So Bret Favre and 3 former pro wrestlers, along with several other people and businesses, tried to recover millions of misspent welfare dollars that were intended to help some of the poorest people in the United States and Mississippi. The lawsuit says that
Bret Favre doesn't even need the money.
What he was doing, he was taking money out of this fund, and putting it towards his startup program, because what Bret Favre was trying to do was start up a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, and now he
got nailed.
He got caught.
Is he going to jail?
No, but he's facing millions and millions of dollars in fines.
The suit was filed less than 2 weeks after a mother and son who ran a nonprofit group and an education company in Mississippi pleaded guilty to state criminal charges tied to the misspending, agreed to testify against others. So obviously,
yeah, you get the big fish. Yeah.
That's embezzlement of government funding. Like
he should go to jail.
Well, I mean, Sean, the charges that he's facing, he's looking at 10 to 25 years in prison.
Is he?
Yes.
Bret Favre is?
He should. Like,
yeah, he should. That's fucking.
Especially when you have the means and you already have that much money, and you're gonna instead of giving back.
Well, you know what, Mike? He didn't want to suck cock and swallow for $1 million. He said, "I'll just embezzle it."
He didn't need it, man. Like
That's what I'm saying.
It's so much fucking money, man. That's just crazy. So Bret Favre is a piece of shit.
He's always kind of been a bit of a douche.
Chris Paul, his wife.
I heard about this.
His wife and mom were abused at a game. I say abused.
It's not even
abused. I'm trying to think of the right word. They were
harassed.
They were harassed and physically. Like apparently this fan put his hands on both the mom and the wife, pushed the wife in front of the kids, like pushed the wife. Turns out the dude's like a 15-year-old fucking, like, I don't know how old he is, but he's a kid. Like he's in his teenager years or maybe he's early 20s. I don't know. Punk ass fucking kid. Chris Paul was like, I mean, crowd
ready to,
yeah. Chris Paul's leaning over. I'll see you later. And the fucking kid puts his head down and walks up. What? Who the fuck do you think you are putting your hands on anybody at a game, let alone a player's family members?
Right.
Why the fuck? Like what? These fans, I'm telling you, like they feel like they're so fucking entitled to say and do whatever they want. And look, I go to a game. I'm entitled to boo. I'm entitled to. I feel I'm pretty respectful. Like I'm not gonna scream. I'm not gonna like. One year I sat in front of a Giants pitcher's wife. Who was that? He ended up coming here. He ended up becoming a Philly. It wasn't Mike Williams. He was. Oh my God, this is gonna eat me up. Back in the late 90s, he was here. But anyway, I think he was a starter. But he was a Giants pitcher at the time still.
Yeah.
Tim Worrell.
Okay.
It wasn't with the Giants and the Pirates, I think. It was Tim Worrell. Yeah. His wife sat behind us. Dude, like, I had no intentions of ever saying anything bad. And then granted, this is also 20 years ago, so I'm also, a kid. But still, I was actually, to be honest, I was probably around the age of this dude.
Right.
Who decided to fucking push and treat Chris Paul's mom in a certain way like that. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. I guess I'm more fired up than anybody else is.
Look. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like it wasn't as bad as some of the other stuff. Like the pushing was bad.
And don't put your hands on somebody else.
And apparently was this the one where he just wanted to give him a hug or something, or wanted to give the.
I don't know what he was trying to do,
but
like what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. Yeah, I mean, I agree that and they're sitting in $1,000 seats, this and that. Like it's somebody that should
like
have
him and his mom or something,
right? Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know. I don't know what you do to fix it. I mean, there's too much stupid shit going on. There's too many stupid people in the world. And you're never going to.
Everyone wants to be famous.
And you're never going to get all of them. This isn't something that's going to be fixed.
Everyone in their fucking TikTok videos and their,
If you want fans in the stands, you're going to have to let in idiots. And idiots are going to do stupid shit.
Yep. And they always have, right? They always have. But
you think it's any worse, or do you
think
it's
getting worse?
I don't know. I think it's just. I think
it's more publicated because we see it all.
Yeah, because everybody's got a phone.
That could be.
Everything's a video.
That could be.
And everybody gets and everything, and it's the age of outrage now, to where everything's.
But how often? That could be. That could be. But how often do you know? Popcorn being thrown and players being screamed. That could be, Mike. It could be more that now it's more visible because we see everything now.
Right.
Yeah, it could be.
You don't think I know I've heard stories of players' wives and whatnot getting harassed, and
it wasn't a big deal then because you didn't see it. You know,
right.
no visual evidence.
Was it possible that somebody put their hands on them? I mean, and it just wasn't blown up this way? Possibly. I mean, I'm not trying to undermine. I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm just saying that people are going to be idiots. This isn't something you can fix.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm just more impressed that I remember Tim Worrell's name.
Well, there you go. And Chris Paul should have been pissed. And thank God that somebody held Chris Paul back.
Yeah.
From
I'll see you later, screaming at him.
Yeah, I don't know how he was going to see him later, but it's probably best that he didn't as well because
Talking about seeing you later, Tom Brady signed a fucking massive deal with Fox Sports.
He signed a deal before he's even retired.
When have you ever seen that before?
No.
What that a player?
I've never heard of
that.
This.
A player is entering his final year in a season, saying basically I'm retiring, and before you even know he's retired, he hasn't
even started the preseason of that year yet.
He already knows what he's going to do next year.
Do you think he's going to be okay with this?
I do.
What is he going to be? Is he going to be an analyst? Is he going to call the games? What's he doing?
He's going to do what Troy Aikman does. He'll be a color analyst. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll be great. He's going to know all. I don't think he's going to be as annoying as Tony Romo is.
I kind of like Romo, but
I don't like Romo's voice. Romo gets fucking Romo wore on me. I don't.
He's got a little bit of a shelf life. You think?
Half the time he's making these sarcastic remarks all low. Dude, speak. First of all, speak up. You're on TV,
right?
And Nance, laughing. I'm like, yeah, but none of us heard what the fuck you're saying because you're making a sidebar remark. But yeah, I think Tom Brady's gonna be fine. Tom Brady, after Bill Belichick left the Patriots, or I'm sorry, after he left the Patriots, or Bill Belichick, I should say, he's kind of shown his personality a little bit. You know,
think?
Yeah. He posts videos. He's actually pretty funny, man. Some of the shit he posts and all, it's pretty funny, man. I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan, but I don't care. Nah, I don't want that. Mike can have that.
All right, I'll try it.
Nah, Hop Horizon. Nah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks. Another American IPA. Give me what you need. American IPA. Women always bleed. That is what he says. Yeah. So, what's that next story? While you were drunk, Barry Trotz has been fired by the Islanders. If you're the Flyers, do you put in a phone call and try to go after him?
Why wouldn't you?
This is going to sound like a total dick and douchebag thing to say, but
who
cares?
You don't care.
He don't want to come here.
No, I just think that the Flyers are such a disgrace that I don't really care who coaches that team.
Come on, man.
Until they, look like a half decent, look like they have half decent players or anything that shows any sign of life.
I think Rick Tocchet is the guy that ends up here.
Can't hear
What's
you.
he going to do?
I can't hear for some reason, guy.
No, he's not going to do nothing. But that's a Flyers move.
I don't care who's again, Trotz, Tocchet, whoever. Does it matter?
Mike, you're not seeing a difference in the Flyers in the next 5 years, bro. You're not going to see anything.
Then what difference does it make what coach is here?
Right. That's why I'm saying. Like Tocchet's not going to do anything. He's not going to do anything even if he had talented players. But I think that's what happens.
Okay.
Right.
And if it does, I'm going to basically say, okay. If it's Trotz, if it's Tocchet, I'm not going to get outraged. I'm not going to.
I don't think there's any chance that Barry Trotz comes here.
The Flyers ain't doing nothing with Fletcher in the front office.
No, I don't think Trotz. I don't think there's any chance. I think he's going to want to join a team that's on the brink, and the Flyers are 5 years away. It's hockey, but at least 3 years away from doing anything. I mean, they have nothing unless they have a massive offseason, which I don't see.
How can you?
They free up money with Giroux, but
no, Sean. There's no moves. There's no moves that they can make where you're like, wow, that's good stuff.
I don't know. I don't know who's out there.
I honestly don't know enough about hockey.
They got a good draft pick. Who knows? They have a chance for a playmaker, a real playmaker. That there's a lot of forwards in this draft, a lot of centers and forwards.
You're not wrong.
I know, but like, how many years have they had those picks, and how many years has it not worked out with the Nolan Patricks?
Yeah.
Even like the likes of like Konechny and Sam Warren.
So there's no love for the Flyers at all, Mike.
I mean, you seen that they had like the second worst team in like history.
But that's it's the Flyers, bro. You got to show a little bit of love.
Okay.
Well, what are you gonna vote for, the Islanders? You fuck. Sabres?
Am I rooting for a different team?
He's not rooting for a different team. He just doesn't care about the Flyers.
How can you not care?
Because they suck.
All right.
It's like watching Phillies from 12 to fucking 19. They were terrible. They're
still terrible.
They had spurts. They spurt.
The Phillies suck.
Yeah, they do. All right.
They're the worst team in the fucking MLB.
You know what?
The Phillies are the worst team in the MLB?
They suck ass.
They're not that bad.
Well, why? Where are you coming up with this?
I'm just saying. But you're still going to root for the Phillies, right?
Well, I mean, okay, so
all I'm asking, Mike, is do you not want to see the Flyers do something and give them a little bit of love? That's all.
I'd like to see the Flyers do something. I'd like to see the Flyers be successful. I just don't see even where they begin.
There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get excited about a coach. When they draft the next Sidney Crosby,
then I'm getting started. That cherry picking cocksucker. Fuck Sidney Crosby. Fuck him. No.
Or Connor McDavid. The other
you can't compare
another MVP candidate season again for Connor McDavid.
Don't add fucking Sidney Crosby. No.
I'm not saying add. No, I don't want Sidney Crosby.
No, you can't have him in the conversation with the Flyers, man. You can't. No.
Gary, I'm not talking about
Don't mention that cocksucker's name when we're talking about the Flyers.
I'm not talking about acquiring Sidney Crosby.
All right. Ray Dittinger has called it a career. Ray Dittinger, for those who don't know, outside the Philadelphia area, don't know who Ray Diddy is. Ray Dittinger is a NFL Hall of Famer.
Talk about a quitter.
Covered a team. Covered it.
I swear to God, Gary.
That's actually pretty funny.
Like,
that was pretty funny.
Why is he everything he's saying is pissing me off today? I had a pretty decent week this week. Why are you putting me in a bad mood?
Welcome to the show.
Stop fucking around, cunt.
Listen. We know how to give a tribute, don't we?
Every fucking time.
We know how to give a
every
tribute.
time that Ryan's not here, Gary only has one person to pick on, and it's me. Ryan.
I'm not picking on you deliberately, Mike.
I
it's
know.
just that you're sitting next to him.
I'm just here.
You're just there.
Tickle.
So Dittinger covered the NFL for the Philadelphia Bulletin and the Daily News for over 25 years. And in 1995, his name was added to the Writers' Honor Roll in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wrote a few books.
In 85?
95.
95. So
he
he's been in the Hall of Fame and I did this for 27 more years.
He's 76 years old.
He also worked
I thought he was 70.
He worked as a senior producer at NFL Films, as an Eagles TV analyst for NBC Sports Philadelphia, and a radio host on numerous 94.1 WIP shows. Most notably, his weekend midday show with Glenn McDowell, which became one of his most beloved, one of the most beloved shows on the airways. Yeah, him and Glenn McDowell
It's not even close.
Yeah, they did the Tell Us a Story segment.
That's great.
They did a fantastic show.
Eagles post game live the last 10 years.
He's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Anytime that something's going on in the sports world, that's of any in Philadelphia, that's of any kind of value, you got to tune in and see what Ray has to say about it. That McNeil and Ray show in the morning, every draft, every NFL draft. What is Ray thinking of draft?
Do you love this draft?
Yeah,
the final draft he works this year.
I have a feeling that he's going to be somebody that's going to be like, he's going to come back and do a show after the draft. Or something.
He's not done. Like he's going to do things here and there.
I can't see him not doing things here and there.
I don't know, man. He said he wants to spend time with his grandkids.
No,
he's going to spend a weekend with them and go, fuck this.
No,
these fucking kids are assholes. I know my son and daughter did a better job raising these little assholes than I think they did.
I can't do this.
These kids are assholes. I can't do this. I got to go back to writing for fucking.
Just like Tom Brady, he retired, spent fucking 6 months with his kids and his family.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah, fuck.
And that mother, he's not even retired from the NFL, and he's got a broadcasting fucking contract.
we were just talking about
like 2 days without the kids, and then at the second, I'm like,
we talked about that while you were drunk outside smoking a cigarette.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So Ray Dininger was named Pennsylvania Sports Writer of the Year 5 times. And was inducted into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame in 2005 as well.
He's a fucking quitter.
So good for Ray Dininger, man. That's and seriously, like
no, I mean Ray's the best in the business.
When they won when the Phillies won the World Series, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, like
he was there.
Yeah, like he got to see all the teams win, right? All the teams win major championships while he was working in the city. He was so, I'm saying was like he's dead. He is so down to earth, right? He's so relatable. Like he's the type of personality that if you walked into a room, you wouldn't feel a certain way with not asking him, hey, what do you think about someone? He'd probably answer you.
Like I was listening to him on the radio the other day. He's talking about when Dr. J was here with the 76ers. He was talking about when Randall Cunningham was drafted.
Was that a part of your story, or
no? I'm just saying he was going back.
I thought the burp was a part of your.
He's going back years with Philadelphia sports history, bro.
Yeah, I mean, see that's the thing. I mean, that's the guy.
Time.
That's the guy I admire that did it the right way. And that's why I'm sitting here when you're asking me if I could take $1 million. Like, no, I can't take $1 million because I want to do it the way that Ray didn't do it.
Oh, you don't want to take $1 million to suck a dick,
right?
But you'll do it.
But I'll do what?
Hey, Carl, think about the future.
What's the backstory there, Sean? He won't take $1 million to suck a cock and swallow some children.
I don't know. I had no other thought. I was just hung up on that.
You had a secondary question.
No, he had. Sometimes he starts a sentence. He doesn't know where it's going.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Who cares?
Do you have that one?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember what it was. I have this one.
Using sweet dish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away.
It's like that's nothing to do with anything.
Yes, it does.
What were you asking?
Yeah, explain this one.
What were you asking me to look for
Your
again?
stinky cunt is away. You're not smelling a skunky.
What was the thing you were asking me for again, Mike?
Sometimes I start a sentence.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No.
Yeah, Mike. Do you want to sniff a stinky cunt? A skunky cunt?
That is not.
That's what that fucking soundbite's about.
Okay, that's great. But what does that have to do with what we're talking?
Losing sleep every day. Keep your stinky cunt away.
I don't think it was losing sleep. And losing sleep. All right, so you're saying losing sleep about the okay.
Right.
All right. You brought it back. All right, I'll give you credit for that.
No.
I mean,
her underwear are moist. You got your finger in there. You want to lose some sleep. You got to keep that stinky cunt away. So all right, so you say fuck it, I'm putting a clothespin on my nose and
See?
I'm hitting it.
See, I give him credit. Now he's just going to keep running.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
All right. So you got your finger up. So question.
Moving on.
That's great.
Moving
That's how
on.
we kill. That's how
Yep.
we kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Perfect.
No, you got your finger up in there. You do. So when she's not looking,
No, you never do that.
yes, you do.
You
If it stinks, you ain't eating it.
you don't do that.
Yes, you do. You got to do the stink test.
What do you think it's gonna smell like? Poop comes out of there.
No, it's not. Poop comes out of the vagina.
Oh, you're talking about the vagina. I thought you were talking about the butt.
No,
I'm sorry. I was in a different world. I was trying to look for that clip.
your fingernails falling off because of the moisture.
Fuck with my ass, man. Shit.
All right, Phillies. Phillies.
Is there any point of talking about?
Yeah, Bryce Harper is. He's going to be hurt. He's out for a while. Well, he's not
like,
in the field. He's not in the field for a while.
They're like 2 games under 500, right?
Yeah, the 3. 2. Yeah, because they won last night. Yeah, you're right.
And Wheeler's back.
Right. I mean, so I'm not saying that I'm excited about the team. I'm not saying that they're good, but you're saying that they're the worst team in the National League.
Under 500.
It's just.
Why?
It's heartbreaking, dude.
What is?
They got all this fucking firepower, and they're not, and you don't see any of it.
Gary, you're missing the big picture here.
That's not 90 degrees.
It's not 90 degrees yet. It's not hot yet. It's not 90 degrees yet. No, their bullpen is still
one of the
nothing's
worst.
fucking changed. It's been 4 years. Nothing's changed. That bullpen's still atrocious. They were up 6-1,
but they
6-1
try to invest in it. Is it that they're not investing?
Well, Brad Hand hasn't been. He's not the Alvarado leaving him in for 7 batters last night against the Dodgers, where he walked 4.
That's not on him.
That's on Girardi.
Yes.
Well, it is on him because
It is on him too. But stop putting him in the fucking games. The dude can't. He's not a pitcher. He's a thrower. Stop putting him in the games. Jose Alvarado blows. He blows. Enough. I've seen enough. Every time he's in, dude. Every time he's in, wild pitch. Crossing up the catcher, like whoever the catcher is. If it's JT or Stubbs, doesn't matter. Stubbs. It doesn't matter. It's atrocious.
Stubbs is dead.
Yeah, the Celtics are gonna win this game.
Celtics are going to win the game in Milwaukee after Milwaukee won in Boston, and now it's going to be Game 7 in Boston.
Yo, what's that fucking movie with what's his name's in it?
Are you talking about Chubbs?
Nah. Stump's dead.
Stump's dead.
Yeah, it's one of them fucking back in the day racial movies like Mississippi Burning.
Stump's dead.
Stump is dead.
I don't recognize that one.
Yeah, sure. I'm telling you, when you hear the movie, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah," it's like a Mississippi Burning type movie.
I can't look up.
Stump's
dead because I get tree stumps.
Stump's dead. What's it called? It's in it, man. That motherfucker. I can't think of his fucking name. Like he was in that. He was
A Time to Kill.
There it is. You goddamn right. I'm glad you're dead. I hope they burn in hell.
That wasn't that movie.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
yes, it is.
Was it?
Yeah. That's that one with fucking Matthew McConaughey in it. He's trying to build his house up. They try burning it down. Samuel Jackson is the father. Stump's dead.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's that movie.
All right.
That's a good.
I believe you.
A good movie. That's a good fucking movie.
All right. So, well, yeah, we were talking about the Phillies. That's right.
Yeah. So the Phillies, so they won 2 out of 3 against Mariners, who are meh. They've won the first game against the Dodgers after blowing a 6-run lead.
And they're going to.
Was it a 6-run lead? No, it's a 4.
6-1. I thought it was 6-1. And they're gonna avoid Kershaw tonight.
Oh, why?
He's on COVID list.
Oh, well. So that's ramping back up, I guess.
Man,
so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe they win tonight. I don't know who's pitching tonight, but let me see.
So who's in the Stanley Cup Finals?
It's not over yet.
It's still the first round, isn't it?
Yeah.
First round.
Yeah. The fuck?
What do you mean? What the fuck?
He's at the Stanley Cup Finals. It just started. Playoffs just started last.
I'm trying to get it over. It's hot.
Kyle Gibson takes on Bueller.
Oh, Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller.
Walker Bueller.
Was he
4-1, 196 ERA this year? Jesus.
So
you're thinking of Mark Bueller.
No, but okay. So was Kershaw supposed to pitch today? He wasn't pitching today then.
He was gonna. I thought he was gonna pitch tonight. I guess not.
Unless they bumped up Bueller, because Bueller's in the rotation, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he did. I'm just trying to look here. Oh no, it was tomorrow.
Okay,
it was tomorrow's match.
So now tomorrow's
it's
probably
Suarez.
announced.
It's Suarez against. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
Suarez. Not too bad this year so far. Too many walks.
Swarheads.
But Swarheads is
yeah, he's been all right, I guess. Like,
yeah, 3.1, 3.68 ERA.
He's not.
The starting pitching hasn't
that's
been
not bad for a number 3.
And then Nola pitches on Sunday.
Nola's actually been okay.
1-4, but a 3.8 ERA.
Yeah, he's been okay.
47 Ks, 7 walks. That's pretty fucking good.
That's a solid pitcher.
That's good.
Bad luck, but
he's taking on Urias, who's 2-2 with 2.1 ERA.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, the Phillies are kicking off right now. They're starting off right now. So yeah, here you go. Game 7. Pittsburgh and the Rangers are gonna be taking on. They're gonna have a Game 7 this weekend.
Oh wow, Pittsburgh was up 3-1 in that.
Yeah, Rangers is forced to Game 7 as of just now. Like Rangers has won.
Oh wow.
Yeah, scored two late goals.
No shit, good.
Yep.
But Crosby's out with a concussion.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
No, that's a shame.
That's actually not good, dude, because he had issues in the past.
He might retire.
I don't think he'll retire. Well, it depends.
Good. I hope his career's over.
I can't argue. I can't argue with Gary on that.
What do you mean you can't say that?
Say that.
Fuck him, cherry picking cocksucker.
Nah, man. There's only a few people. They're good. The guy's talented, man. I'm not
gonna say he's not talented, but I don't
fuck him.
I don't wish him good fortune. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, him and Malkin.
I'm not wishing him good fortune. I just don't want him to have to retire because of concussion.
Well, so what?
Why not?
Fuck him. Him and Malkin.
What's the difference? The people cheered when fucking Lindros got hurt with concussions. What's any difference there?
I just don't like the guy.
Okay, a lot of people didn't like Lindros either. I don't like LeBron James, but I wouldn't want to see his career end because of an injury. Just go out on your own terms.
All right. I'm sorry. Did I hit a fucking soft spot?
No, but there's a few people. Like if Grayson Allen fucking if he ended up in a car crash, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Like the guy's a fucking dickhead.
I thought that's how I feel about Crosby though.
Yeah.
What happened? Like you don't feel like maybe it's been a while since the Flyers have been relevant.
I don't like Sidney Crosby. I don't like him.
He's a dickhead.
But he's one of the best ever to play the sport.
Best ever.
He's one of the best ever.
He probably is one of the best ever.
Compared to who?
Everyone else that's ever played NHL hockey. Yeah.
Like that's usually what best ever means. Yeah. He's not. I think Ovechkin's better.
Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, he's up there with him.
Yeah, he's
Ovechkin.
He's in that talk.
He's
Mark Messier.
Yeah, he's better than Messier.
I would probably put him ahead of Messier. I'd put him behind Lemieux. I'd put him behind.
He's more dangerous every game, man.
Ovechkin. I put him behind Ovechkin, but
wow.
Yeah, I'd probably put him ahead of Messier.
All right. I agree with you. You can't hate a guy with that talent.
No, you
can. I just don't want his career to end because I don't want him to retire because he got a concussion.
Well, I'll let him retire because his plane crashed then. Fuck him.
All right. SSCS.
Well, so wait a second.
Right, yeah.
But you don't I'm not saying that I hope that he has a terrible life afterwards, but if Crosby out of the league, I'm not unhappy about that.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. If he's out of the league, that's one thing. But it's the way he goes out in the league. I don't want to have a guy go out because of an injury.
Here's a question, Sean.
A guy of his career, a guy who had his type of career.
He's a very talented player.
Listen, if Tom Brady had snapped his leg 5 years ago,
are you gonna get upset over that?
But wouldn't he be like, man, fuck, like
No.
he wasn't ready to quit, and like
No,
an
dude,
injury
no.
ended his career.
I'm
Like,
sorry, Sean.
There's a lot of people who don't like Tom Brady, right?
I hate him.
So you would have been okay with him snapping his leg, but yeah, fuck him.
Brady as the GOAT. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sean,
Yeah.
I don't hate him because of how talented he is. I hate him because of his attitude.
Who, Tom Brady?
Yes.
He is kind of a douche.
He's a dickhead.
He's actually, I actually don't think he's that bad off the field.
Come on, man.
All of a sudden, Sean's got a warm spot
Yeah,
for Brady.
like fuck him in this.
And he's a good looking guy too, right, Sean?
Yeah. So
I suck his dick for $1 million.
There it is, and he has $1 million to give you.
Yeah, do that.
Hoping you get a little.
all over my shirt.
Hoping you get a little Giselle juice in there too.
Embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck.
Yeah, fuck Tom Brady. Am I going to cry if his plane crashes? No.
Jesus.
Would you cry if his plane crashed?
No.
Oh, fuck him then.
No, I wouldn't cry.
I wouldn't cry.
Would you feel bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I felt bad. I hate Kobe, and I felt bad.
I would.
When his plane crashed.
Yeah.
You didn't feel bad?
I was enthralled with the story.
Oh no.
Let's just move on. Let's do SSCS.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why. You cocksucker! I'll punch you in the mouth.
Everyone forgot he raped someone. All right, let's
And I don't indeed helicopter pilot.
I didn't forget.
I'm just saying for the audience.
Must appreciate NBA stars.
All right. SSCS for the week. I think I don't know about Gary, but I think you and I are going to be on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say it. James Harden.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. We can tag team it. Giggity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Giggity.
Tag team.
Zero.
Oh, funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
0 points in the past 2 games. 2 shots in a closeout game on the line. The guy that you've mortgaged the future for, you sold out to be the difference maker, gives you 2 shots, and then proceeds to say, "Well, they didn't involve me enough. Like it's somebody else's fault."
But you didn't mortgage the future for him. The future was already mortgaged before you got him.
Well, I mean, no, because you traded your best trade asset. You traded 2 first-round draft picks. You traded Curry. You traded Drummond. Curry had value too.
But they did that to get rid of fucking Ben Simmons.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
You could have gotten rid of Ben Simmons for better prospects.
But not in Daryl Morey's eyes, because last year he wanted Harden. And he was willing to do what it took to get him.
Yes.
So I don't believe this is on the Sixers itself. I think it's a franchise problem.
I'm sorry.
Daryl Morey was
my SSCS was not Daryl Morey. My SSCS is James Harden.
Yeah, Daryl Morey was looking though, like about James Harden though, was looking through like, all right, who can I trade for Ben Simmons? And they stopped in front of Brooklyn.
Huh? Caught you taking a peek there, Charlie. That's all right.
Take a few
Nothing
trips.
wrong with window shopping from time to time.
It's like, all right,
go ahead, take a few trips.
So
I'll buy in.
So anyway, yeah. And even more so because I was all in. I personally was all in. Sean was the polar opposite. I was all in. I thought he was going to be the difference. I thought he was the golden goose. I was totally with Morey on how much of a difference he was going to make. I didn't realize all the stuff about how bad he did in the playoffs or whatever. Even so, it didn't matter. Like,
I think he's the first, not the first player, but he's one of a very small collective few that have made the playoffs with 3 different teams 3 straight years and lost in the second round. Yeah, not a good stat. On his resume.
It's not. And yeah, so I just.
But you know what?
I had all my hopes. You know, he crushed my hopes on what I thought this could have been.
He's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yep. Yeah, he doesn't give. I mean, I don't want to say he doesn't give a fuck because he does it for a living. Like everyone cares about the job, but he's getting paid really fucking well.
And he's at minimum he's going to get $47 million.
Right. Who's your SSCS? Hold on.
So Sean, did you want to add anything to mine?
No, swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why.
You cocksucker!
I'll punch you in the mouth.
No, not really. I mean, that's who it's going to be.
It's Ryan.
And not, hold on.
It's Ryan because he ain't here. How about that?
I don't want to shit all over him because I do think he was hurt. I do think there is some truth to that. Like he's not himself. He didn't look right. It's so weird though because when he first came here, those first 3 or 4 games, holy fuck, that team looked incredible. Team looked unstoppable.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it just fell off. And what changed?
Right.
What changed? Something happened.
His hamstring.
Like maybe, or who knows? But something happened. Like that just doesn't flick on and off like that.
The only other thing I can think is that they played some really shitty teams to start.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was like Charlotte and teams like that. Like they weren't playing.
I mean, Minnesota was
a
half decent team, but that was the first game. He had, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the past 5 years, I heard you guys like, oh, all right, let's see what happens next season. Like enough.
Well, you're right. That is enough.
I say that's enough.
But that's the truth with every other fucking team in the city. Every other team, it's let's see next year. Let's see what they do next year. Let's see what
that
they do next year.
smells like Everclear alcohol, Marlboro cigarettes, and regret.
Regret.
We are a major city, though, that has been deprived probably more than most that have all 4 major sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Phillies suck.
Houston's probably not had a ton.
But they don't have a hockey team.
Like the Sixers fell
true.
apart, and the Flyers.
And they've won the World Series.
And the Flyers
once, right? Or is it twice?
Twice, right? Did they win it twice?
Did they win it twice?
Oh, I don't remember. Trash can banging the year, and did they win it? Or they went the other year.
All right. So what franchise is the next to make the city happy?
Ooh.
Me personally, I think it's going to be the Eagles.
That's a shock.
I'm actually gonna go Sixers.
Really?
Yeah. I think the Sixers somehow fix this.
I mean,
There's
but
there's still a
they have
chance.
2 more years.
There's a lot.
They have 2 more years to do it.
There's
and
a
that's
lot
it.
to fix, Sean.
There's not a lot.
Basketball is weird. There's 5 guys on the court.
If you sign 3 guys who are upgrades or whatever what you have and considerable upgrades, you're right there.
But what are you using to get them guys, man?
You can sign. You can probably fill 2 bench spots with guys.
You
that
got like
aren't
a
gonna,
mid-level exception thing, which is some
Yeah.
weird thing, and then like contract minimums. And there's guys that want to play on a team that they think could win a championship. And the Sixers are close enough to where they're legitimate. Like you can find the next Andre Drummond. They had to trade Andre Drummond. If you keep the team together and you get yourself a backup center, it doesn't look as
you
big.
have a chance.
And
Maybe you can get Paul Reed. Maybe you get your boy Paul Reed to end up playing a little bit of power forward, has a little bit of energy next to Embiid.
Yeah, you get him in. Yeah, that'd be pretty good actually. Yeah.
I just want to see a guy that bullies other players. That's all.
Maybe that's the second guy you get. Maybe you get a energy guy off the bench to sub in for Tobias Harris and whoever else your 5th starter is going to be to replace Danny Green. And he plays dual role as a power forward type guy, like a PJ Tucker.
Yeah, like I want to see the guy. Like you're not fucking with our star. You fuck with our star, I'm going to give you an elbow. And if I fell out, I fell out. At least you got 2 black guys.
You can't do that in the NBA, but you still want to find a guy that's gritty, like the Reggie Evans that they had years ago, or the PJ Tucker. There's enough of those guys. Mike Scott was close, but he just didn't have the talent. And just wasn't big enough.
That's what she said.
She's going to say no matter what.
So
She's
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
say no matter what.
But I'm with Sean. I mean,
fucking animal.
Of the teams, I think that the Sixers are probably the closest. Then I guess I would go Eagles, maybe. Phillies
I would go
can
Eagles
figure it out. Like, I don't know. Flyers are. I'm sorry, the Flyers are.
Phillies
dead
aren't that. Like I know we look at it. The Phillies, their offense is almost there, and maybe another off season or two. The bullpen and the pitching's better. I don't know. Probably not though. Wheeler be gone by then. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, but
so you're
you
saying
still got the Dodgers,
and
and still got the you still got
in
enough
2
teams.
off seasons. The Phillies are better than 500. No, they're
Nah,
not.
that might be.
No, they're not, Sean.
I'm not gonna say that.
Well, better than 500 is one thing because I mean they could be better than 500 this
yeah,
year.
They could be better than 500 this year. You never know.
You're not seeing success with this Phillies
You
team.
don't think they're gonna be better than 500 this year?
You're not seeing success with this Phillies team.
That's not you. That's not what I asked you.
You're not.
That's not what I asked you.
You're not seeing success with Harper's contract. He'll be gone before the Phillies are
won MVP last year.
I'm just saying, as a team,
that
you're not going to say it.
So you think that
So
the
in the next-
Flyers are the
in the next
second best, right? You
11
think that
years-
the Flyers are the second best chance?
So the next 11 years, the Phillies have no chance.
There's not going to see nothing.
Nah, that's. Nah. I'll
See, how could you?
When's the last
I'll
time?
bet your mortgage on your
When-
house that the Phillies will have
When's the
success.
last time you seen?
In 11 years, the Phillies will have success in the next 11 years under Harper's contract. I'll bet your house.
Well, I don't know what defines success, but even so you get pissed off at me for talking about the Flyers.
No, Mike, I don't get pissed off. I just asked.
Yeah, but you're saying
You just call him an
11.
asshole? You said I'm just an asshole. Is that what you just said?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you.
I
But like,
I'm
so
hearing things
I'm
over
saying
here.
that I don't care who the Flyers coach is because I see them as not. But are you not doing the same thing about the Phillies when you're saying 11 years? I don't care about the Phillies. I don't care about Harper's contract for 11 years. How is that different? I'm saying for like the next year with the coach, you're saying 11 years.
You're not seeing anything different.
That's what I said about the Flyers for 3 years,
All
but
right.
you're saying for 11
right,
years, but
all
I'm
right.
the asshole.
No. All right, so then we're 2 assholes. Because you're an asshole. saying that-
your dick and your pussy all covered in shit.
I'm an asshole because I said about the Phillies, and you're an asshole because you said about the Flyers.
But I said it for 3 years. You're saying it for 11. And the Phillies are at least close to 500 at this point in the season, and they've covered around 500. They're not great. I agree that I don't see a whole lot of light at the end of the tunnel.
No.
But the Flyers are like the worst team in like they're
The
one of the worst
Phillies-
teams in
the Phi-
hockey.
The Phillies have flirted with, we're okay for the past 10 years and done nothing.
for the last 3.
What have they done in the
Yeah,
past 10 years?
he might be right there. It might be closer to
What
like
did
7.
they do in the past 10
However,
years?
but whatever the case is,
Not a
First year-
goddamn thing.
The
Sean.
first year Gabe Kapler was the
And
first
how
time
long-
they sniffed it. They had a chance of making the playoffs.
But they didn't.
So that's 3 years ago.
But
So it's
they
not the last
didn't.
10. The last 10 they've been terrible
Right.
overall.
Right.
Before that,
well, all right. So when was the last time the Flyers, other than
they lost
3 years
100
ago,
games one year.
How is that different from the Flyers?
Flyers have nothing. They have fucking nothing. Nothing.
All right, I can't argue with that.
So then, why are you getting mad at? Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. I'm trying to understand.
Use my headphones because I'm all sweaty.
It's all sweaty Betty over here.
Also, in the past 3 years, have the Flyers been in the postseason? Yes. Have the Phillies? No.
There's 8 teams that make the and the 1 year they were the number 1 seed. I get it.
Come on.
I get it. They were the number 1 seed, and then
Then they pooped
like
the
you
bed
would-
like Amber Heard.
Like somebody.
so I guess in that
somebody's got to take a shit.
in that sense, the Flyers have had more success than the Phillies in the
Yes.
past 7 years.
Right.
The 1 year that they made the playoffs, and
The Phillies have addressed some issues. They're over the luxury tax, but they did nothing with the pitching. They did nothing.
what path do you see for the Flyers though? How do they even where do they even begin to fix what they have?
It's a long, drawn out process. I'll say that.
Long and
So
winding
the Phillies
road.
could trade at the deadline and fix the bullpen. Or like, I'm not saying they're going to win.
Like in the past 5 years, the Flyers have had more success than the Phillies. Am I wrong?
Because they had one good. That
good
year.
Doesn't matter, Mike. In the past 5 years, the Flyers have.
I'm sorry I brought it up because I gave them ammo.
Have the Flyers had more success than the Phillies? No, don't analyze it. Don't. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right.
In the next 5 years. Although, in the past 5 years, have they had more success? Judging by playoffs, yes, they have. Judging by win losses, no, the Phillies have had more success.
Mike, what team has put more asses in the seats? Has it been the Phillies or the Flyers?
The Phillies?
No, you're wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. That's it. Phillies have been pretty bad with attendance, but
it's been awful.
Yeah.
But who wants to see the Flyers right now?
Yeah, not this year though.
Who wants to see the Phillies?
Not this year. This year, the Phillies.
Yeah, this year the Phillies.
All right, who gives a fuck? We're moving on.
Yeah,
we're moving on.
We're calling this a show.
Yeah, we're moving on and calling it a show.
Yeah, all right. This is it's calling one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the last 10 minutes.
Why? Because my opinion was terrible.
No, it wasn't terrible. It was just bad.
Terrible's taking it to a whole new level.
I can't say terrible.
Different dimension. Guys, we had a good time. We had a good time. We covered a lot of shit.
This is a band that's the cover that
they do Chop Suey.
Yeah. I know I heard this before.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know this band. It's the Dead South. Dave Peterson said good night, gents. See you all next week.
All right, Dave. Well, I won't be here next week. I need a week.
What about the big news? He said.
What big news?
What about the big news?
Dave, what big news?
Yeah, what's the big news, Dave?
Did we not cover something?
Oh, we might not have. Maybe we missed something. I'm curious.
Got me on my knees.
Curious to see what he says here.
Now we're gonna stay on the air. Like, what if he's just like, what if he's like saying like, what keeps the blonde?
Don't leave me. Don't leave me, guys.
What keeps the blonde in suspense? I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Nah. How do you keep an asshole in suspense? Call me later.
What happened when the fish
hit?
What did the fish say when he hit the wall?
What?
Damn. Oh, Dave said your website said some big news. Dave, June 26th.
Oh,
June 26th. We have a huge remote show. We're working with the Drunk Phils fans. We have a big show happening at Nick's Roast Beef on Common Avenue in Northeast Philly. So,
Dave, it'd be awesome if you could find a way.
Yeah,
to
that'd be
get down
awesome,
here,
man. Absolutely. So we're working out the details. It's a Sunday. We're gonna do a Phillies watch party. They're playing the Padres that day. Big day.
Sunday.
Should be good.
I don't know about these guys, but you got a beer on me for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. If he shows up, we'll hook him up. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're at Corner Puff Sports. We will see you guys next week, maybe. See you.
Peace out.
Thank you.